Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try to run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on, time sings a song. Don't cry, don't cry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I want to welcome all of you to another edition of the Afridamus Report, and this is reparation. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one you've been waiting for. I want to welcome Friday Chukwudi, Friday welcoming 86 Layo, Chukwu, and all the people that I have been mentioned. Welcome to the Afridamus Report. Don't forget to hit the like. Guys, I'm sure those of you that are watching me, certainly the names that I've mentioned here, Chukwu, 86 Layo, Salon Boy, Friday Chukwu, you know, all of you are very familiar with the reparation talk. I'm sure you guys are aware, because there was a time, you know, the blacks, that's right, the blacks came out because we thought, the Africans thought they were on the same page with the blacks, and especially the blacks in the UK. They thought they were in with the blacks, but not understanding who the masters of the blacks are. In fact, even Malcolm X himself have warned us about the people that the blacks learned from, and I intend to show you some clips today. So, you know, we've all heard several times, you know, before it was the white man's fault. You know, the white man is stopping them, and then Africans were confused. They were like, look, you're constantly crying about the white man. How do you still fight so hard? Because you see, you know, all the things that this quote unquote FBA, before they became FBA, when they were peddling the Pan African lie. Look, I have been to these movements in real life. I have marched with them, and when you ask these people what they are marching for, They don't even know. It doesn't align with your values. But then they started getting mad. They said the Africans were undermining them. They said the Africans were undermining them. This is after they talked about all that Pan African stuff. We want to connect with Africans. But all along, I stood my ground. I said, look, Africans and the FBA, now the FBA, it's not going to work. Different interests, different mentality. It's not insult to anyone. And, but we all have to accept the truth, our differences. And if we want to learn about each other, that's a good thing. But if you are not interested in learning about the blacks, I have already done that for you. Okay? So this is why you are here, enjoying the Negrology, 102 class, because this is 102. Remember, in 101, Africans were still confused. They were like, no, Afridamus, we should build, we should unite. And then I threw the question to all of you and the people that said it. I asked them, I said, what's there to unite about? And I guarantee you, I'm not being an asshole. You know why I asked that? Because I smell scamming. Because you see, these race hustlers, they are big scammers. What they do is they create a narrative. This is their narrative, mind you. You didn't consult with them. So they would make it seem like you should be a part of it. Because the identifier is skin color. Let's be real. The only thing that FBA have in common with Africans and most other black people is the skin color. That's it. Nothing else. Let's be real. So, but either way, people can learn about each other. This is a fact. But the way the blacks were being aggressive, talking about they are the ones leading everything. They said they marched during the, civil rights. They said we brought the Africans here, as if Africans were asking to come here. They told us this place is a racist place, but then the same people turn around and say, "Oh, you fled to America, but I thought you guys invited us." This is before all that talk. That was all covered in Negrology 101, So it's like I started pointing these things out, even though people were upset. But more and more Africans are seeing it. They are like, okay, these people are, double fork. They have a forked tongue. They speak on both sides of their mouth. Okay? They do that soul food babble. I call it chitlin babbling. You see? So I told you guys ahead of time. I said, look, the things that they're accusing the white people of and blaming them for, it doesn't make sense. And if you are supporting a lie, and this lie is going to come around and bite you in the rear, and you're seeing it, because you clearly see these FBAs have no problem being openly hypocritical. How can you trust someone like that? In fact, we saw the backstabbing, and it started with ADOS. Do you guys remember that? And we saw everything played out in front of us. So what Africans can learn from the blacks is what not to do, how not to be. That's just what it is. You see? So they started their own civil war with each other. They separated. Tariq hijacked the other half. It's like, it's like a rebellion. The blacks are going through a rebellion right now, like identity crisis. Some of them want to be Hebrews. Some of them want to be, Indians. So they are going through civil war. And you have the same black ones And because the American media, what are they doing? They are promoting the crazier blacks, the ones that have the, like the crazy mentality. That's the majority. Even Malcolm X warned us about this. They understand that the smart blacks want to get away. But no, with the white liberal media, they call it woke media, promotes it. Because think about it. Why would, you know, what society have you seen where there's no difference between the criminal class and the people who are not criminal? So the media lumps all the blacks together. But when you speak to most of the blacks, they might say, "Oh, I'm straightforward. I have no criminal record," but they support the criminals because they have hatred for white men. But it's not only the hate for the white man. You see, hate have no bounds. I told you guys. uh, when the white people finally, if they succeed in ignoring the blacks, because in 2020 with the COVID thing, that BLM you were seeing, that was the LGBTQ movement. They used the blacks as the Trojan horse, you see, to because the blacks, they're like, "Oh man, we protested in the BLM." Do you even know what you're talking about? You have no idea. Like the civil rights, for instance, people like to, "Oh, if it wasn't for the civil rights, you Africans wouldn't come here." Do you know what your people were marching for? Those black boule class, they were marching so they can go sit in the same restaurants as white people, so they can drink from the same water fountain. Sure, to be fair to the blacks, that was in the majority's way of thinking. But you see, the FBA type, they came in and started pushing a narrative to make it seem like all blacks signed up for that. So the blacks that are not with that program, who just want to be left alone, you know, and just work, pay their taxes, live their life as American, those are the ones they call coons. If you notice, the people they call coons, go and look at their background. Those are those blacks are never the ones talking about victimhood. They are not the ones talking about, "Oh man, we all the same because we have the same skin color." No, but those are the ones they call coons, the ones that promote, you know, self-respect. You guys saw, I showed you the video how Obama came out and talked down on the blacks. But back in the days, because the blacks, because of their anger and hate for white people, for all we know, Obama could be from Kenya. I have read in this magazine back in the day. That's how I knew Obama. Okay? So they were advertising in this booklet where I read. I didn't At the time I didn't even know who the guy was. So they promoted him as Barack Obama. He was like one of the upcoming people they were supposed to, like they were recommending him to pick him to be an author. Think about it. Obama, in this magazine, it said that Obama was born in Kenya. That's what it said. It said Obama was born in Kenya, raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. That's what it said. So Obama didn't grow up in the hood, but in his speech, if you look at how everyone mimics the blacks, that's what he was doing. He had to pretend to be black. Hawaii doesn't have that many blacks. The blacks that were there at the time, they were in the army, in the military bases. He grew up in Indonesia. They don't have blacks over there. Completely different culture. His name used to be Barry Sotoro. But because the blacks are so much into skin color, and in fact, Obama did not go to public school. The private school Obama went to in Hawaii, in today's money, counting inflation, it's like 30,000. They were paying 30,000 a year just for his high school. He didn't go to school with the blacks. This is all a game. We come to Kamala, who said she grew up like the blacks, and they asking her for reparation. Now, I'll show you how she laughed. It is very clear that she is not black, but the blacks are insisting that she is black because she went to HBCU. HBCUs were not built by the blacks, despite the blacks claiming they invented everything and they built everything. Every single HBCU was built by white people. So how can that be a marker for blackness? So that means the blackness, there's like some outside, forces that control it. Rachel Dolezal went to HBCU. She said she was white woman. Rachel Dolezal worked for the NAACP. She married a black man. She even did something tangible for the blacks. Rachel Dolezal, I've met white women like her type. Look, she white, but she thinks she is black. She mean no harm, no foul. She would go down. She would do stuff for blacks. We all know. I mean, like if you were in a liberal city like me, you all know Karens like that. But you know what I've been noticing? Even the Karens are staying away from the blacks because in 2020 the blacks have overused their freedom of speech. I call it their insult card. They open up the hood, the internet, because you see the white people used to control the media. They painted the blacks nice, so the blacks think they're at the top of all the other black groups, but no, it's the white man painting them and putting them in that light. Because if you look at it, you have people like P. Diddy, even though he's famous, he's got money, but Africans are not looking up to that. And now you look at how the rap music is dropping and Afrobeats is taking over. It's played everywhere, right? So pretty much it's like the moment the blacks took hold of the internet, the waves, they started talking directly without white massa being the middleman. Everyone started seeing it like, oh no, the blacks don't have much that people want, because the blacks were shown as fun people, entertainers. This is why when you're talking to these FBA types, even Tariq, what do they talk about? Entertainment. They talk about the rap music, drill music. That music is death music. You can't play that in front of a little child. You can't. So, but now, all along they were talking about reparation. They blamed it on quote unquote tether. They brought new words. They said it is Africans undermining them. There is over 40 million FBA. They said if you put all Africans together that are in the US, it's like 2.3 million. How can 2.3 million people from different countries come against you? But I've been telling you guys, it's all a lie. They say, oh, we don't want the Africans, you're trying to undermine our reparation movement. But is it really the Africans? They were talking to Africans outside of the US over inflating themselves, making themselves feel important. They said, if it wasn't for us, the Africans wouldn't come here. But we all know that's a lie. Africans are in Russia. There's no FBA there. UK. There's not a place where there's not Africans. Nigerians would certainly go there. You see? And then when you challenge it, just like I'm challenging this talking point, they will be like, oh, Afridamus, you're creating division. No, why would you say things to people that already were supporting you? Why would you create a narrative to say this, oh, they don't like us? Because you see how they're FBAs. If a person, this has nothing to do with FBA, any person, if you have it in your head that people hate you, your mindset, like you've already programmed like that, that's the only thing you will see. No one can help you with that. Imagine you get to play God. You walk around, you blame, you accuse people of saying they hate you because of such and such. No, you have low self-esteem. You don't like you. You trying to blame this on other people. So the reparation thing was one more excuse to attack other black groups. So now it's election season. They're not talking about racism. You know, inflation is high because you can't ignore inflation. So black men generally tend to not think emotionally. Black men are like, look, man, we're not about to play no games. All this symbolism, and now they giving us an Indian woman. Like, basically, these people are trying to play us. So, when you're trying to play a man, like, they can see it. So black men, they're like, with this Indian thing, they've had it. They've crossed the line. Except a few who are on the payroll, and some that have low testosterone. I know, they get mad. You've seen them. It's not like they can come and tell you like, no, 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 my brother, like Obama, you are. Can you consider this point, this policy? No. Do you know what Kamala is offering the blacks? Weed policy. And we all know what that means. They just want to use blackface to legalize weed federally. But we will come to that. So the blacks don't understand that they are being used. So let me show you what Malcolm X, one of the smartest black men ever, what he said about the blacks and their handlers. So let me do my fair use here. Here we go. All right. So this is a good, depiction by Malcolm X about what we are seeing. But the people that edited the video, they use, the images of some of the blacks that they disagree with. Because you see, in America, there's freedom of speech. The Constitution guarantees it. But most blacks, somehow they're afraid to navigate the world by themselves. So therefore, they harass and insult other blacks who have different opinion from them. And this is all based in skin color, which is one of the problems they're having with foreign black people. They want us to join them in begging for reparation. Reparation, no one begs for reparation. People that go to war, when you win, the losing party, you sign in documents, that's when you ask for reparation. The blacks didn't fight no war and conquer the whites. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. So, meaning the government bought the blacks from the slave owners. They gave, this is, you know how like some of the blacks like to say, oh, they gave the slave owners reparation. Yes, because at the time, the slaves were considered human, no, property. They were considered property of those, slave holders. So that's what the laws were back in those days. Like, so all this other stuff, like you seen in the FBA flag, they said they were here since 1526. That would totally contradict the 1619 when the first slaves arrived here in the United States. You cannot just create your own history. So this is the problem. So let's hear what Malcolm X said.
Power politics here in America, the Negro, namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives, either to get into power or to retain power. Among whites here in America, the political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal, and white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism.
So this is the voice of Malcolm X you're hearing, describing, the role of the blacks in the American political game. The liberals, you see, when Joe Biden was telling the blacks, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Okay, to someone like you and I, that it doesn't make sense. But look at where he was. Look at, there's special group. That's who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to you and I or the people that have common sense. No, those weren't the people he was talking to. The people that Malcolm X just described. Because these blacks, this is why they would tell you, oh, we got so much power. But do they really have power? Let's hear more of Malcolm X describe the political game. So reparation is not different than when the liberals were making the blacks feel like, come and integrate with us. So it's the same thing. It's always like promise, making the blacks feel like, they're going to get something, but they never will. This is why you see they would show on TV, oh, the first black this, the first black that. It's like, okay, how long you guys going to continue doing this? It's 2024. You guys are still saying the first black this. So here we go.
False promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader, who said,
and by the way, Malcolm X was secretary too. So here we go.
Sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains, token progress. In the New York Tribune, in an editorial dated February the 5th, 1960, they pointed out that out of 11 million qualified Negro voters, only 2,700,000 actually take time to vote.
Guys, I want you to listen to this part Malcolm X is talking about. Okay? Because you see, in the 60s, the blacks they were called Negro openly, right? But today they would see, some would take it as an insult, but that's why he's using the term Negro. That's what blacks were called back then. But, it's just still the same tactic, the same style. So it's not like the blacks are the ones running the game. The blacks are used. And it's not like they need all blacks to vote. They just need a certain number to vote. And there is a certain number, a group. Those are the ones that you see on television. The Roland Martins, the ones that are into the alphabet community. Because there's a class that want to be close to white people. So they make these other black people urgent. But now the mistake they made was they opened up the hood and gave the internet to the hood people. And the hood is the majority. Look at what's happening to the culture. So here we go. Let's listen to him describe to you the political game in America. This is why you hear all these guys telling you, these people telling you, they invented everything. I even heard one tell me they invented the United Nations. But all right.
This means that, roughly speaking, only 3 million out of the 11 million Negroes who are qualified to vote take an active part. And the remaining 8 million remain voluntarily inactive. And yet it is this small minority, the 3 million Negro voters, who help determine who will be the next president. If who will be the next president can be influenced by 3 million Negro voters, it is easy to see why the presidential candidates of both political parties put on such a false show with the Civil Rights Bill.
Did you hear that? False show with the Civil Rights Bills. Look at, the blacks were talking about reparations for how long? But when Joe Biden got in, and if you notice, all these race hustlers, Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell, Dr. Umar, Tone Talks, you listen to all of them, right? So they talk all this tough talk. They're all pro-black. They are all anti-system. But then you see them once the election gets closer, like in 2020, they started browbeating black people to go vote for the Democrats. I literally heard Yvette Carnell tell black people, the ADOS people, that to show the the Democrats, to show them how they roll if they don't give them tangible, is by voting blue down the line. And the blacks did it. Tariq Nasheed, TBA, and others, in 2020, they were on Twitter when BLM, Antifa, and the others were marching across cities here in America, burning down America, and they called it peaceful protests. They were setting up funds to bail out the criminals who were arrested for committing those crimes, just like Kamala Harris. So you ask yourself, you're like, these people say they're against the system, but they are working for the system. They don't oppose the system. What I'm about to show you, when you hear it, if Tariq is serious about reparation, he should have come out hard on what Harris said. But you wouldn't hear it because those are their real masters. So here we go.
And promises of integration. They must impress the 3 million voting Negroes who are the actual integration seekers. And if so much fuss is made over these 3 million integration seekers, what would the presidential candidates have to do to appease the 8 million non-voting Negroes if they ever
Did you see what that sign said?
decided to become politically active? They hold the balance of power. Who are the 8 million non-voting Negroes? What do
So you hear this. He gave you a scenario. So now he told you about the 3 million Negroes who get to make the difference in the vote. Because if it's tied, whoever have the minority, which was the blacks, they were important. So they get to their vote decide. So he told us who those 3 million Negroes are and why they were voting. So now he's going to tell us about the majority of the Negroes who don't vote. And those people also have their own concern, even though they like to sell to you that all black people have the same concern. No, the Roland Martins and those people you see on TV, those Boule, their interest and concern is not the same as Pookie and Ray Ray, as Obama would put it, or Tyrone, who's a plumber, or like there are black people who don't even talk about this reparation. They are just like regular Americans. They want someone who is going to bring good tax policies, create jobs, secure the border, but they are pretending to ignore those people. But those people exist. And then now you have the 8 million, which is the FBA type. They don't vote, but they are loud. Here we go.
they want? And why don't they vote? The 3 million Negro voters are the so-called middle-class Negroes, or high-class Negroes, or uppity Negroes, who are referred to by the late Howard University sociology professor E. Franklin Frazier as the black bourgeoisie, who have been educated to think as patriotic individualists with no racial pride whatsoever, who believe in and look forward to the future integrated, intermarried society.
So Malcolm X is hitting all the Negro tap dancers. That's what he's doing. Okay, so despite what a lot of those blacks, they come up telling you, oh, it's the Africans that want to be with the white women, blah blah blah. This is in the 60s. You hear what Malcolm X is saying? The Negroes have been trying so hard to be one and the same with the white man. So the other 11 million, that is the hood, the ones from the deep south in the inner cities, so they hate on the bourgeoisie, the ones that want to be close to the whites. So those people are also using media to try to brainwash, the rest of the black people. But now with this social media, the bourgeoisie can no longer escape, because you see, they need the support of the 11 million now, which would be a lot more, which is the hood. The hood is the majority. So the hood is tired. This reparation thing, they really mean it. So, and when they say to you, because they really believe that you're supposed to give them something for them to vote, and do you blame them? I mean, if whatever they're demanding might sound crazy to you, but this is what they're demanding. They're sitting there, they're watching television, they got their phones, they see all these candidates going to different people, and they're offering them things. So yeah, as even though yeah, FBA they're going about their interest in a crazy way, but you can't blame them. But you see, they created so many enemies, they no longer can find people that can talk sense into them how to go about this. But in a political season, of course, especially people from Africa expect FBA. We would expect you to ask for things. But ADOS and Tariq ruined it for them because they came and said, you know, the Africans and the Caribbeans are your enemy. So, you know, they've already made the white people their enemies. And they made everybody else their enemies. Soon they are running out of enemies. Even the people, because the only group that believe that they have a legitimate claim, they are kicking those people away. But here we go.
Society that is constantly being promised to them by the Negro politician. And therefore, this integration-minded 3 million minority remain an active part of the white-controlled political parties. But it must never be overlooked that these 3 million Negro integration seekers are only a small minority of the 11 million qualified Negro voters. The 8 million non-voting Negroes are the majority, the downtrodden black masses. They have refused to vote. They've refused to take a part in politics because they reject the Uncle Tom approach of the clergy politician leadership that has been handpicked for the so-called Negroes by the white man himself.
So those are the majority. So those Negroes are the problem. Though that class of blacks, those are the ones we are hearing from these days. Okay? So because like Malcolm X is saying, they reject the system. They reject the handlers they are sending to them. So now, in this day and age, like in 2020, they've worked overtime. So think about it. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton have been out there, and they still could not change a lot of these black people that Malcolm X is talking about. So this is why they got to bring people in like Tariq Nasheed as well. So here we go.
This clergy politician leadership does not speak for the Negro majority. They don't speak for the black masses. They speak for the black bourgeoisie, the brainwashed, white-minded, middle-class minority, who because they are ashamed of their race, because they are ashamed of being black, and don't want to be identified with black, they are seeking to lose this black identity by mixing and mingling and intermarrying and integrating with the white society. The race problem cannot be solved by listening to the white-minded, brainwashed minority. The white man must try to learn what the black majority wants. The president would be wise to try and learn what the black masses want. If the 3 million middle-class Negroes are casting their ballots for integration and intermarriage, what do the non-voting black masses who are in the majority want?
All right. So this was in the 60s at the time. So this civil rights movement that you're talking about, that's what Malcolm X was describing. He was against it. So what you gotta hear, what he's telling you is, it was the minority. It was minority of black people who wanted to integrate. So the majority did not want to. But this minority is running away from the majority because they are ashamed of associating with them because they don't want to be black. So that's why when you see these people, some of these people come here, oh, it's the Africans don't want to be white. No. So now let's go to Kamala Harris. You guys know they did the coup. She's the runner-up for president. Let's see, because they've asked her about black people, what she would do for blacks. So she's always been consistent on if she's gonna do something for black people. So it depends on which crowd she's in front of. And the reparation is back in because Harris is losing. She is down in the polls. That this is why they sent, Obama out there to, you know, chastise black men. When you see them sending out the big guns, that means they are losing. So someone advised them, what's like, look, man, if you want to get these black people's attention, you better talk about reparation. But let's see what her attitude was before doing something about, for black people. I mean, God forbid, everyone else, they go there, they tell everybody what they will do for them. Okay, no specific group. But the black people said they have concern and you want their vote. I mean, think about it. Harris wants the black people's vote. So, and black people are saying they have only one concern, one problem. If that problem is solved, they would be the happiest people in America. One agenda, which is reparation. But no, they want to give black people, they want to give them things that would show symbolism. And there are many black people who are going along pretending that Harris is black. You know why they're doing it? They are hoping she signs the reparation. But she over here talking all, she's not talking straight. She keeps flip-flopping. Anyways, let me show you how she responded, a couple years ago when they asked her about reparation for black people. Here we go.
Reparations for black people.
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country.
So they ask her if she's going to give, reparation for black people. She started with her word salad. She wanted, give us history, telling us about Jim Crow and the slavery. Okay, Kamala, the history you're trying to tell us, don't you think the black people already know that history? That's why they are asking for the reparation. They already know that. So no need to tell them the history. But guys, I'm just showing you this, that the Africans are not the problem of the blacks. It's all fake. You see how she's the runner-up. She's supposed to be black. They're asking her what she would do for black people. She's going all over the place, going all the way to China, Japan. Instead, she will not answer the question. And she keeps saying, we. Let me read somebody's super chats here. Mr. G1804, thank you for the super chat. He said, watch your mouth, Fleer. You're not superior. I did not flee. FBA, I have tapes to prove Tariq themselves. They said they fought for us to come here. So I didn't flee. I got the letter. I was sitting in my country. I received the letter. They said FBA was out there marching. They want you to come to America. So they can't say I fled, but thank you for the super chat. 1804 again, he said FBA has created the blue sky. Yeah, I mean, the way some talk, he said the greater Theta, Malcolm X Little, aka Malcolm X. Let's FBA is looking at her like, who is we? Yeah, look, let me tell you, right now, what Kamala doesn't understand is, right? Okay, so black men are the ones that are just outright. It's shown like, hey, look, we're going to support Trump. We're doing our thing. Leave us alone. So they don't want to talk about the black women at all because they are very touchy. They suspect that right now is just one wrong thing to say and it's over. They're gonna follow the man. So they're pretending. They don't want to even bring the black women into it because they believe they already got them. They are distracting them with abortion and other stuff, but they don't want to make this a thing. So let's hear what Harris said back in those days. She's not going to answer, as you know. So, but I'll still let you hear her.
And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act. Give people.
Did you hear this? Yeah. Black people ask for reparation, you get June 10th holiday. You ask for reparation again, you get the Lift Act. So, translation, lift yourself by your bootstrap, get your ass up, go get you a job. That's what she's saying. And make sure you get you a job that would pay you $100,000 a year so that, you can get some of that tax benefit. So, in many words, translation, she's telling you, black people, kick rocks. How are you going to ask a descendant of slave owners to pay you reparation? But here we go.
People who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit.
How many black people make 100,000 for them to get that tax credit? Kamala is tripping. Look, she is definitely tripping. I don't know who advised her to say this stuff, but she definitely tripping. Does she get that people are asking her to cut the check for them and she's telling them you gotta go get a job and make 100,000? Good luck, and I'll give you tax credits. This is not Tethers, by the way. This is the presidential candidate, a black queen.
Which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will.
No two people start on equal footing in life. We get that. The question is, why word salad it? The blacks want to know, are they getting reparations? That's all. How hard is this question? It's not that hard. But let's continue.
Directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society.
Oh, She is such a tether. Such a tether. How dare you running as a president of the United States and then not promoting a policy that is race based? How dare you say it's benefiting everyone? So that means the tethers too. She crossed the line here. But here we go. Here we go.
Be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You heard it. She said she's not going to do anything that would benefit black people. And we all heard this. So basically, she's not going to give them reparation. Then the blacks, FBA came on the internet and started blaming Africans and Caribbeans. Oh man, oh, you're trying to take our check. You guys heard Kamala. Kamala said, you want to get a check? Apply for a job and make sure you make 100,000 a year, and you get to pay some taxes, and we'll take your money and send it to Ukraine. How do you like that? You see? So now the blacks are like, F it. Since our gatekeepers are not gonna ask the question, let's see. So now that Kamala's numbers are down, you guys know she's been flip-flopping. They said black men have left the plantation. So race hustler Al Sharpton came out and took Kamala to a black function. But before the black function, let me show you when she went to the Breakfast Club, what Kamala said there about reparation when they open up the lines. Let's hear this.
On reparations, we all know that America became great, off the backs of free black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Asking for specifics for black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century, with very little in return. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative?
Thank you.
So Kamala is at the Breakfast Club. They opened up the line. You guys just heard the man. He called in. I mean, there's no confusion in this man's question, right? Very reasonable, respectful guy, straight to the point. He didn't beat around the bush. Very reasonable. He didn't tell one lie here. He said he reminded Kamala of the work that his ancestors put in America. And then he went on to say that you guys expect us to vote for you, and we came through. We've come through for over 50 years. Now we want to know, what are you going to do for us? Let's hear what Kamala would say. This has nothing to do with the tethers. They can't blame her for being African because there's no proof. We didn't see her grandma in any African village. So they can't say she's from there. They said she's Jamaican, but Jamaican come in different colors. So they can't put this on anybody but themselves. Here we go. Let's hear the Black Queen.
Thank you, Zeke.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for your work. So to your point, yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And
Did you guys hear that? They've been studying reparations for over 100 years. The Democrats brought the bill. Congressman Conyers, he passed away in 1983, just to study it. Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, took black people's money, gave it to the illegal immigrants, the Venezuelans. And when black people rose up and started letting him know they're gonna kick him out of office, then he came up with the reparation fake story. And guess what he said? He didn't say, I'll give you guys reparation. He said, we'll study it. So this right here, this is less than 3 days old. So she said she's going to study it. You know, that's what she's saying here at the Breakfast Club, right? I'll show you where she laughs at the blacks.
Been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class.
Yeah, we know you grew up in the middle class.
My mother, worked hard, raised me and my sister, and by the time I was in high school, she was able to afford our first.
So you guys see that. So Kamala, what Salah did at the Breakfast Club, she would not answer the question. She started telling the masses how she grew up middle class. Yeah, we heard it before. But the people are asking about reparation. So now, she says she's going to study it. She's going to study it. So, but when Al Sharpton, who have no problem brainwashing the blacks, I guess he went to Kamala and he was like, look, you need to come with me to these blacks and tell them you're going to give them reparation. Who cares? Just laugh at the end of it. Here we go. Let's see what Kamala said to them about reparation. I mean, this is all staged, by the way.
Reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that bill.
Does that sound like she's serious? The link is in the chat. Hit it and join the conversation. I'll be here for a little bit. Not too long today. So you guys see that, right? Al Sharpton, they set it up and they're like, would you sign that bill if? Did you hear what they used there? They said if. So she gave herself a way out. If. But what if it never comes to her desk? So she is blatantly, openly laughing at black people in their face. So the fact of the matter is, majority of America, how are you going to sell reparation to them? The blacks are not the majority voting bloc. The Democrats are beginning to see that the blacks are becoming unreliable. We would see which way they vote this coming election, but the black support for them, especially amongst men, have been dropping, election cycle after election cycle. So the blacks are now no longer reliable as far as the Democrats go. So that's why they are bringing in the Hispanics. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So let me ask you guys the question. Do you guys think the blacks will get reparation? Yes or no? Let me the one and only call back in. Guys, hit the link. Let's hear Malcolm X describe, the liberal, how they pretend to the blacks. Here we go.
Being friendly and being a friend, I think, are two different things. I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise, it's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. I'm suspicious of whites who join Negroes and always have to be in the lead, who always have to be the head.
Exactly. Because think about it, how do blacks justify saying, they would say all white people are racist, but then the people they're voting for, or like Joe Biden is white, they would insult you over another white person. So you ask yourself, why are the blacks loyal to these other whites? They're not doing anything for them. Like, what's going on? Because they've been brainwashed by the boule. The one and only. Welcome to the Afrodamus Report.
Yeah. How's it, Afridamus? And how's it over there also, that's Dunstan?
It's going well, one and only, where you calling from?
South Africa.
Oh, you called here before.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, okay. So seeing what I'm showing here about reparation and what Kamala is saying, do you think the immigrants, African immigrants and Caribbeans, people they are blaming, and from what I've shown here, do you think those people are their problems, or they're just making it up? And
Actually,
also, are you surprised to see that the blacks don't have that much power as they like to show, or as they like to tell us?
Okay, so for starters, like, I've actually only watched like the last 10 minutes. I've recently just joined the stream. No, but I think I can answer the questions.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
the first one is the Africans the problem? Then the question becomes like, what power do Africans have to stop reparations? Like, how can
clearly
we
nothing?
Yeah. And the second one was they are not as powerful as they pretend to be, right? And the answer is very simple. They are not no one needs them in America, financially, socially, or in any kind of way. So
Like,
they're not
what
really
do you mean?
incentivized. Like they can influence what happens in the Democratic Party because they don't fund the party. Or the Republicans.
But like the Democrats need the blacks
for vote.
Yes.
But the Republicans openly antagonize the blacks. So they are kind of pushed into a corner.
The Republicans, they
ignore.
They don't have to, get much black people to vote for them. All they need is black people. Certain few, if they vote less than 80% for Democrats, that's all they need to be able to do. If they get less black people to vote Democrat, like if they sit it out.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So their Democrats' power base is the blacks. So
just like when Trump was saying Kamala is not actually black, she's only starting to be
black
okay,
now.
I get it.
So now you get it why the race thing was pushed forward, even though they try to downplay it. Obviously, Kamala is trying to scam the black people. So
yeah, but
now the FBA section is saying They want something for their vote, not just some platitudes. They want reparation.
What happens if the Democrats don't do it? Like the Democrats
Then,
don't need to do
like they
anything
said,
because
they
they can
would.
just
Yes, with black women, they don't have to do anything. They just gotta give. Even the black men. But this time around, it's looking like because the inflation is high, and people compare how much money they were making under Trump versus now, because Trump have already been president before, so we've experienced it. So black men are like, they don't care about the stuff that the Democrats are talking about. So, but
or
if
they're looking at
Democrats,
tangible things in their lives.
yes, they are looking at tangible things in their life. Yes.
But from what I've heard about American politics, the Republicans go out of their way to try to sabotage blacks, and the
That's not
Democrats just
true.
ignore them.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
No. The Democratic Party is mostly blacks. They have blacks, they push blacks forward, which is why they're pushing Kamala to say she's black. If you look at it, they have a lot of, you know, black people, like their senators, Congress. They have the
And
black
mayors.
Congress, mayors. They have all that. So those are mostly, Democrats. So they want to maintain the power base. So like what Malcolm X was explaining, saying that the American game is, so both, Democrats and Republicans, you know, um, they don't really, they just like, they need little bit, small number of the black vote, because black vote, is the deciding vote. Because if it's two white people, 50-50, so whoever the black vote goes for wins, even if it's just a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's if the blacks vote as a bloc.
Yes. So now the blacks are saying, they're threatening the Democrats like, look, we want something for the votes. We were giving you votes for nothing. You just tell us stuff. Now give us reparation, or we're not gonna vote. And if they don't vote, the Democrats lose.
I think it's too high of an ask.
Uh-huh. What?
Too
Hey,
high.
but why do you say that?
Come on, reparations, trillions of taxpayers' money.
Hey, they just gave bunch of
If
money
the
to
black, if the
the black people.
look,
Just
if the
watch the same people gave billions of dollars to a foreign country.
I mean, if the Democrats say, okay, we'll give you reparations, they might lose the other supporters, the other white
Exactly.
guys who are voting for
Yes.
them,
Yes.
because they're gonna be like,
That's
oh, how
where.
much are you gonna raise my taxes by?
Yeah. So the the Republicans stand in a better chance, because you know clearly the blacks are not going to go ask Trump for reparation, but they like what Trump is talking about. They're like, hey, the Democrats, because it's like either route that the Democrats take, they're gonna lose, because it's like a poison. So the poison is right in front of you, 2 cups. So you get to decide how much of it you're gonna drink. If they say they're gonna give black people reparation, then they're gonna lose the majority. So that it defeats the purpose of the blacks becoming the tiebreaker. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah,
then the black is minority. If they lose a bunch of their white support, it makes the black vote irrelevant.
yeah.
So that's why
Okay, so your
they're
question
trying
about the
to.
black,
Yeah.
so your question about the blacks not having power was more about with regards to reparations, not necessarily that they can make demands on the Democratic
Oh
Party.
no, yeah, no. Like, see, if so, when I say they don't have power because of the division, right? Um, but if they form like a block, like like right now, like right this minute, they're holding the power, but are they united on it, and also are they gonna stand their ground? Because if they're willing to
Oh, okay.
stand their ground, then they would hold a lot more power, and especially if the black women, just like, let's say, even if like even like 15% or even 20%, 20% of black women openly join the black men, I guarantee you they can put a lot more pressure on the Democrats. But again, like I said, it's the two poison shots. So they can increase their own power that way. It's not going to be one election cycle. Like, they can teach them a lesson this cycle, and then two more cycle. If the Democrats keep losing, then they would understand the importance of the blacks. Then the blacks, their demands can be met. It will show that, look, they are willing to leave you in the dust if you don't give them what they want. But they would have to be willing
Okay.
to walk away from the plantation so they can realize their power.
Or they only need to start making demands and being more organized.
Well, they're making demands, but they are not organized, as you heard. Because like
Okay.
Charlemagne and all those other people, they are running interference. You see, Tariq and his FBA just want to accuse foreign blacks, but he knows the people. He himself is running interference, because you've heard Malcolm X describe it. Malcolm X clearly told us the majority of the blacks, their interest is different from the minority that are pushing. The minority are the ones pushing something different. Let's bring in Dunstan. Dunstan, welcome to the Afridamus Report. Unmute yourself, Dunstan. Dunstan, are you there? Yes, okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So Dunstan,
How are you doing, bro?
Dunstan, man,
Man.
you're familiar with the reparation and all that. So are you shocked to see
I'm just from across the pond. I say I'm just from across the pond. I just want to throw my 2 cents. I've got no dog in this fight, though.
Yeah, exactly. So now, because remember, the FBA, they were telling you guys across the pond that Africans here are the ones undermining them. But you heard the presidential candidate. What do you make of what you're hearing?
Okay. I've got to, I've got to be fair with Kamala Harris.
I'm sorry, hey,
to be honest,
Dunstan, can I please just interfere a little bit? Afridamus, the reason I called was to check if we can have a proper live a live stream to see if that problem I had the other day is still repeating itself.
Well,
I think you could now, bro.
Hello?
Yeah,
you're good now, man.
You're good. We will. Yeah, you're doing good.
You're good.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure and test it out.
Yeah, you can organize it, and we'll talk and we can have the discussion. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to.
So I'd like to say goodbye now.
All right.
So
goodbye.
Shout out.
Okay, take care, bro. Take care.
All right, go ahead.
Bless you, bro.
All right, go ahead, Dunstan. You were saying?
Yeah. Okay. This is where I'm coming from. Man. This is my 2 cents on this whole reparation thing. FBA, ADOS, because I've been on the streets, for a while now. Yeah, we're going back for 4 or 5 years back and people, the reparations. This are accusing people, but
Man, Dunstan, something is happening to you.
It's a question now, yeah.
Oh, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Kamala Harris. You know what? Yeah, I'm not really bothered who wins, even if it's Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, because I live in America.
Because you live across the pond. But
yes. But to be honest, yeah.
Kamala Harris winning
personally,
because when she ushers in Third World War, that's when you would know, because we're very close to that.
Yeah, but personally, Afadamushe, I would like to see Kamala Harris win. I would like to see a woman win an election. I would like to see a woman win America.
What are you, a simp? Did you?
No, it's not about being a simp. It's not about being a simp, bro. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, man. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, bro.
What I'm saying, why would you, as a man, choose a woman to lead you? That I wouldn't do that.
Well, she's not leading me. She's leading you guys. I don't live in America, bro.
So
what I'm saying is,
well, thank God you can't vote here.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Let's bring in Gwen. Man, you being a simp today.
No, I think I'm not seriously, man. No, but seriously, bro, yeah, right? It would be a breath of fresh air. Just see what she could give, you know. But but the thing is, let me go back to
she's already vice president. She's the border czar.
Yeah, but
we've seen her work. We've seen the work salad. In fact, before tomorrow I'm going to do. She had a disaster.
Yeah, but
she's done. Okay.
I'm not.
So Dunstan, this one right here. No. We cannot compromise on this.
Okay. I know you don't like her, yeah. I know you don't like her. Understand that. You're a Trump man. Definitely you're a Trump man.
Look, I don't dislike her. It's not like I'm not gonna, eat her collard green that she washed in the bathtub.
No, but Afadamus, well, come on, man. You gotta give the woman a chance here. She's
been in almost 4 years. What other chance?
No, but she hasn't got absolute power, man. She's the vice president. A vice president is a puppet, bro. She hasn't got absolute power yet.
Have you been listening to one of those propaganda channels?
No, but listen, but seriously, Afadamus, you can't compare a vice president to a president, bro. You can't. You gotta be fair to her, mate. You know what I mean? You can't do that, man. She hasn't an absolute power, man. She's going with what Joe Biden says. She's at the end of the day, that's her boss. Come on, Afadamus, bro. Man. You can't be like that.
Fine. You can say this because you live over there,
No, but it's not that. It's not that, man.
Hold on. Let me explain what I like.
Go on. Okay, I'm listening.
I like being able to buy good ribeye steak at cheap price. I like my gas prices going down, eggs going down. I like keeping a lot more of my money. I like my taxes to go down. You see? So you as over here, it's not like I'm saying Donald Trump, we're gonna have dinner. Not that if he invites me, I'm not gonna go, but
cool.
My point is I'm not voting for a person because it's about liking. If it's about liking, I like Trump better than her already.
Right.
Okay?
Right. So let me ask you a quick question.
So
was you doing better under Donald Trump than under Joe Biden?
Absolutely.
So you guys were doing better under Trump, than under this administration.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I understand. So definitely you're gonna be voting for Trump. You're gonna be voting for the Republican. So anyway, let me go back to Kamala Harris here. You know this interview that she did with Charlemagne and about this reparation thing?
Do you see Mimi? Wait, you see Mimi in the chat? She's one of the Trump haters. She's over. Now they want to, fabricate lies. She's calling Trump the P word. You see these people?
She's calling Trump the P word.
Trump is a famous billionaire with one of the most beautiful white women.
Oh my God! Please,
she looked like fresh milk.
But anyway, I don't know.
Mimi's over here. Mimi's over here. She's jealous because we exposed Kamala for we exposed Kamala, for not being black, and now Mimi is
No, but you
very
know what,
upset.
Aframos,
She's very mad.
Aframos, you know what, you're right. Let me just be honest with you. You see Kamala Harris, I don't really know her policies. I just want to be of something different. You know what I mean? You know, in the UK, yeah, we just had a first Indian prime minister, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are
And
weak.
it was
You guys are weak
no,
over
let
there.
me just let me finish, man. It was a bit of a different thing to look at. Someone for be a color. You know what I mean? In what in
Dunstan,
Westminster. No, let me finish.
Let me
Let
say
me
this,
finish, bro.
Dunstan. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Right.
Indian, if us Indian, let them go be leaders in India. In America, I need a white person, fresh white
You need a
person.
white man. You need a white man, yeah. So
Like all this color stuff. I don't need no black person. None of that. Let them look. If they want to be in charge, let them go to Africa. Okay.
right.
This is America.
But you,
The white man made America great, and we're gonna make it great again. Thank you.
you know what I'm gonna ask you, yeah. You know what I'm gonna ask you in a minute, right? I'm gonna ask you. No, right now, I'm gonna say something else before I ask you a question, yeah. Because all these people, all you guys are going for this Trump. You got this thing in your head that Trump's gonna win. What if Trump don't win this thing? Yeah? What's gonna happen to you guys? What you gonna be your next move, man? Because you don't know thinking about that.
We would keep on living our lives as usual.
Exactly. You're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, we'll
But it's a possibility Trump might not win, man. It's a possibility, right?
Yeah, but at this point, if he, unless the angel Gabriel comes and Jehovah himself comes,
right?
Maybe they do some shenanigans. But at this point, if they say she won, come on now, they've done they've done some salon stuff.
You mean some juju, some African juju or something?
Not juju, changing, putting it in, like if it's supposed to go to the tea box, it goes to
like sabotage. Like sabotage. Nah, that's not gonna happen, man. But you know what? It's a possibility, but anyway, yeah. Let me go back to this reparations.
Look at Mimi. You see Mimi attacking me, saying at least Kamala was born here. Look, Kamala was a terror. She was a terror. She's an anchor. Wait, let me tell her. She's an anchor baby. In fact, Kamala, we don't even know if she was born here. We need to investigate her. We don't know.
What Kamala Harris?
Yeah,
she was raised
because
in Canada.
Look, she's probably from Canada. And she wants
bro.
Look, Canada.
Yeah, but
this is the United States. We don't want the United States to be like Canada. Canada is as weak as England. Who wants to?
Yeah, but Afradamus, let me ask you a question here, right? You see all this accusation, no accusation here. All these people picking on her because they say she's not black, she's not this, she's not that. But Kamala Harris's dad is a black man. You know what I mean? I've been to Jamaica, bro. Listen. No, listen to me, bro. Listen.
Look,
I've been to the West Indies.
Dude, he's on fire. Do you know the dude more than himself?
Afradamus, I've been to the West. Afradamus, I've visited the West Indies, bro. They call Cooley, yeah. Can I just finish, bro?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, let me just finish, bro. In Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, yeah, there's a group of people called Cooley. They're a mixture of black and Indian and Irish. It's jobbing slavery and plantation owners. They've got black blood in them. That's Kamala Harris's father. It's got black in him. And you got the one drop rule, and you're saying she's a black woman.
No.
She's a Cooley, bro. She's a Cooley.
No, the one drop rule is a racist rule. So why they can't?
It doesn't matter, bro. Because she got black blood.
Great. Let me ask him. So
she's got some black blood in her, mate.
So how much percent do you think she has?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, so Dunstan, how come you don't recognize and agree to my my drop of blood of Blackfoot Indian that I spoke about?
No, that's your rule, yeah. You got a one drop rule in America, yeah, which says if you got a drop of black blood. No, but listen, you get what I'm saying, yeah. According to your rule in America, yeah, if you've got a drop of black blood, that means you're black, right?
That's a talking point for leftists.
What do you mean it's not?
There's not one.
So it wasn't a. So it
If
wasn't a
somebody
rule back
is
in the day.
if somebody is half white and half Indian, they're biracial. They are not black. Like it's idiotic
Yeah,
for you to think that somebody that's mixed with two different things is only one of those
right.
things.
But
That's
what I've been
stupid.
told, yeah, if you go draw for black blood in America, that means you're black, isn't it?
No,
And
no,
Nah,
now they
no. The
say she's not
Democrats,
black.
nah, nah.
no, the
I
Democrats
don't
uses
understand
that
that.
because they want
Look,
black people to keep voting these people in. They
look,
would never pick a pure black.
Dunstan. Okay,
No, I
Dunstan.
think go on.
Let me ask you this, Dunstan.
I'm listening. I'm
If
listening.
Kamala herself
Right,
opens her mouth, right,
right.
and tells you that she's Indian, will you believe her?
She has got the Indian features though, but you could
No.
tell.
What I'm saying, do you believe her versus
Yeah,
what you think?
no, because she's not 100% Indian. I've got plenty of
No,
Indian
no.
friends, women, men.
Why not?
She
Why
doesn't look.
not?
She doesn't look.
Why not?
She
Why
doesn't
she's
look
not hundred
Indian.
percent Indian, but she's 100% black? Why is she not 100% Indian? Because
No,
she's
she's not.
mixed.
She's mixed. She's
Exactly.
mixed.
So
She's a
why are you
mixed
calling
woman.
her black?
Well, according to you people in America,
Don't
She's
say
mixed
you
mixed with
race is
people.
black,
European.
isn't it?
Don't say you people.
She's mixed with
I live in England,
European.
yeah. Mixed race is mixed race. Half
Her
caste is half
dad
caste, yeah.
is Southeast
Mulatto is
Asian
mulatto.
and
There's
Irish.
no, you know what I mean? You the people that create this problem, yeah. Because
You
one
from South
minute
Africa, right?
she's black,
Oh, you
next
from
minute she's
you
not
from
black.
South?
So
Is he from South Africa? Is that the one that was from South Africa?
which one?
No,
I don't know.
Dunstan is your neighbor, boy.
Oh my God.
No, I'm from Sierra Leone. Great.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. I'm from Liberia.
Yes,
I'm from.
Gwe is from
I'm not South
Liberia.
African. I'm not South
Okay.
African. I'm
So
Sierra Leonean, yeah. I
you
live
Sierra
in the
Leonean. I'm
UK.
Liberian.
Dunstan is from Sierra Leone, next to Liberia, your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm next to
Yeah.
your next to your country, yeah. Morovia.
I
I've
know.
been to Morovia, by the way.
What I'm
Beautiful
saying
And
people.
is,
Dunstan,
hello.
if you must know, the one drop rule, just like DiCapriano said, he's correct, does not apply to foreigners. And Kamala
Yeah, but
is
that's
very,
no,
so go ahead.
no,
This is
Afridamos.
true.
That's double standard. You can't have
No,
the one
it's
drop
not.
rule for one
That only
person
applies to the
and not have it for another person, man. Come on, bro.
people whose lineage came from the plantations.
So hang on, okay, listen, okay. Someone like Alicia Keys, yeah, or Mariah Carey, yeah, all these years
They're
they've
not
been calling
black.
them black.
They're not
No,
black.
but listen,
Alicia Keys,
but
she's
they've been calling them
American.
black.
Yeah, but
They've been calling them black. Yeah.
Alicia Keys is
Who
Growing up,
is
Mariah
this?
Carey was considered a black singer, black R&B singer. Alicia Keys considered a black singer.
It's
And all of
crazy.
a sudden, you're gonna say they're not black. You can't have double standard, man. It's either they're black or they're
See
not.
these people
Okay,
claiming the other race.
so Dunstan, you see,
Right.
even Obama is not black, you know.
Yeah, but it
No,
was
he's
called
not.
the first black president. No, no one
Exactly.
disputed that, did they?
So my point is, the blacks are being
You see
tricked.
what I mean?
They are being tricked.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah, but they've been tricked for centuries, and they allow it to happen. So you can't
So then
change your
just
rule now
continue to allow
for
it to
Kamala
happen.
Harris.
But then why are you arguing to
Yeah,
tell
why
us
you
now
arguing?
the blacks are saying she's
Listen,
not black. They
I am not
seen it.
arguing.
Why
Yeah?
are you
I'm not
telling them
arguing.
no, she's black?
Afridamos, I'm not arguing. It's
Okay,
according to your rule in America. You got the one drop rule, right?
that's true.
You got the one drop rule. Anyway, forget
She
about this.
already,
Anyway, let's move on.
you know, when
Let's move on.
she won her Senate seat,
She was sworn in as the
as
first Indian American, not black.
not black.
Right. And then now she's black. And then
Yes,
before she was Indian.
yes.
Anyway, you know what? Yeah, you people are confused, man. You all got identity issues over there, man. Let's move on here,
Who is
right?
confused?
All you Americans, you all got issues, mate. You know what I mean? You don't know what's
No, you ain't talking.
anyway.
You are
Anyway.
British and you're
Go
talking
ahead.
about Americans have issues. You have lost your
Anyway,
mind. You got chaos over there.
you all got identity crisis issues, man. Anyway, Afridamos, yeah.
Y'all
Let's
do
move
too.
on, right?
What are you talking about?
We haven't here though. We know what's what. We know who's black and who's mixed race. And that's it. There's no one drop,
Whatever
two
America
drop.
said, that put it into context. Whatever America said, that's what you're gonna do. So y'all follow America
What do you
lead.
mean that's what
So
we do?
stop
What do you mean that's
talking.
what we're gonna do?
Look, the UK
What do you mean
blacks,
that's what we're gonna do? You think
The
people in England don't have a mind of their own?
Britain do
that's true.
exactly
The
what America
FBA,
tells them
No,
to do.
Britain, let me tell you something, sweetheart. Britain rule America, yeah? Don't watch that, you know. Don't get
Dunstan,
carried away by the big buildings, man. Trust me, mate.
You
Whatever
have lost
happens
your
here
mind.
is where you guys
Dunstan, America.
Anyway, let's move on, man.
America defeated England, and
Thank
by the
you.
way,
Well, you mean in,
and
well, you
also,
mean in the revolution?
and also,
You know what? You know why? You know why that was? England couldn't be bothered, man. They just thought, you know what? They were killing themselves, man. They were killing Englishmen. Therefore, what's the point?
Dunstan, let me say this, Dunstan. In England, don't you guys? Then they teach you even the African kids. They teach them Black history. You guys celebrate Black History Month, don't you guys do that?
Well, no. That's me. I never did Black History Month. What you mean? What you mean
No,
Black? But England got their own Black
look,
History,
no,
man.
but you see, the point is that's because FBA is the daddy of the blacks in the UK.
Yeah, you do learn about, you know, the famous.
One said it. He said, "Yes, we do. They do celebrate
You do
black."
learn about the famous blacks, you know, the Malcolm X and the Rosa
You see,
Parks, and you know, people like that.
that's what I'm
How
saying.
long have you been
Yeah,
in Britain? That's the thing. How long have you been there?
I've been there since I was a kid, man. Long time.
So you
But anyway,
celebrated it in school, in primary school.
yeah, you learn about, you know, like the most famous blacks in America. Yeah? You know, like the
You
Malcolm
see,
X's and all these people. Yeah, you read about it.
so the blacks
But
were you guys. You blacks are you guys' daddy.
oh, then no one is my dad, bro. I'm the daddy of my house, man. And that's that, bro. You know what I mean? I'm the daddy of my own house. But anyway, let's get back to the topic,
But
man.
why is it in your house? Why are you married?
Of course I am.
Okay, so why don't you let your wife run the household?
No, she don't run in the house. I'm the man of the house, love. No one is running my house.
You say it's okay for a woman to be president, so why don't you let your woman run the
What's
house?
wrong with a woman? What's wrong with a woman being president?
You should never allow
There's
the
nothing.
woman to lead you. You are a man. That tells
No,
me
it doesn't. No. That's
you
no. But if
you don't stand straight. You don't stand straight. That means you
Mimi,
keep sitting down.
yeah, but Mimi, yeah, you don't think she's got the quality to lead, yeah?
No, she
So
don't.
if you,
That is the
so
dumbest politician that we have ever seen. Can't answer no question.
what
Can't tell you what she gonna do. Don't tell you
we
how
are
she gonna pay for it.
we are the woman here leading us, Margaret. You know, have you heard of Margaret
Margaret
Thatcher, the
Thatcher.
Iron Lady?
Look, that's
And
because the
Margaret Thatcher, the
she is
Iron Lady.
destroying that
look,
place.
She
the
was one of the
internet.
strongest leaders in Europe, man, and she
No, that's
ruled
No,
this
she
because
country with the
wasn't.
iron fist.
look, Dunstan. That's because the internet was not, around. But if the internet, in fact, look, Margaret Thatcher, I heard she makes a mean meatloaf. Okay, a woman like that,
Mean.
mean one. Okay, and look, Margaret Thatcher looks like she can bake bake really well. She
A
can
mean.
look
No,
a
but she was the
mean
iron.
meatloaf. But look, people like someone like Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher
Right.
was intelligent. Okay, come on,
But she was a good leader, man.
look.
She was a good leader, you know.
Kamala
She
is
was a
not
strong woman,
No, she
Hillary,
wasn't.
even Hillary, even Margaret Thatcher. When you read
very strong
about her,
woman.
if you read about her, Margaret Thatcher was just there as a placeholder. She
That's it.
wasn't smart enough to lead
Well,
men.
okay, what about the Queen of England? The late Queen of England.
Because
Do you think she was a strong leader?
she was born into that position.
But that woman held that position for years, bro. She held that position.
Because she was,
She had this country on lockdown, man, and the whole Commonwealth, bro. You can't dismiss that. But because she's a woman, man, come on, bro.
Because she was born in that family, that's how she assumed the role.
This is crazy. I'm telling you, this is crazy. It looked like a lot of men have completely lost their mind and their marbles, thinking that a woman should lead them.
So
And
Mimi, do you think
for you to be arguing this position in the
no?
first place
It's
as
not
a man is weak. You are
what
very
a woman
weak-minded for you to sit down and let a
weak-minded in
woman
what
lead.
way? So you don't think a woman can lead?
Hell
You don't
no.
think a woman can
I
lead?
would never vote for. I haven't met a woman president that I would vote for. I would never
You
vote
don't
for a
want to
woman
vote for her
president.
because you don't like her. That's the only reason
It's
you
not
don't vote
because I
for
don't.
her.
I had a woman president in my country. You saw what she did there.
Well, Ellen, I don't know.
She destroyed the
Ellen
country.
Johnson.
That's what
Dunstan,
happens when you put women who are
Dunstan,
not voting.
have you ever been taken to court by your baby mama?
Nah, my baby mama,
Okay,
bro,
let me tell you,
Afridamus.
let me tell you what they do to you. They bring you when they bring you in the courtroom, okay, and they're gonna be telling big lies about you. Okay, they're gonna be telling bunch of lies, and they're gonna cry
Right.
and pretend. Okay, Kamala Harris, I just watched her interview before I did this show. In fact, I'm gonna review it. Kamala Harris is crazy. Look, I have dated many crazy women. I know crazy when I see it. Look, I'm just telling you right now, Kamala Harris, you know, she's gonna have argument with Vladimir Putin, and we're gonna go to third world war. She's crazy. She's crazy.
So you
She's in
think
her
so you think she's bad news, yeah? I don't personally
yeah.
know her, yeah. You guys are closer to her, obviously.
Look,
You know her policies, you know she's
I
mad,
think
blah, this and the other. I don't know.
just let Kamala chill. Let she go party, drink her wine as usual. You know, do her color green. Thanksgiving is coming. Wash it in the bathtub.
Yeah, but then again, if she wins this thing, and what are you guys gonna do, man? I don't understand. You guys
Well,
gonna
then
have
she
a
wins.
meltdown, you know?
That's what democracy is all
No,
about. If she win
that's
the
what it's.
You're
election,
gonna have a
Look,
meltdown, man. Because of the
if she win
possibility
the
she might be
election,
Trump.
if she
nah.
win the election, she wins. What can you do? You can't do
It's a
anything.
possibility she might be Trump. What are you guys gonna
Yes.
do? You're gonna have a
And so,
meltdown.
but what will
She's
happen?
in the race. You know,
Yes,
as long as you're in
Of
the
course,
race,
she is,
it's
man.
possible.
it's possible that she can win. We're not
That's
arguing that
right.
point.
That's
What we're
right.
saying is
Like,
we're not
there's nothing
voting.
we can do. I mean, if she won, she won.
Yes.
But
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say,
it's
yeah,
what
I know you guys don't like her, yeah, but what I'm trying to say after that much, yeah, right? This woman, she's never had absolute power yet. She's always been a vice
yes,
president,
she
yeah?
did.
Let me
She
finish,
did.
yeah? Let me finish. She
Then
was always the
if you
number
know
two.
as a vice president that you're useless, then don't take the job. If you know you can't do anything to change anything, don't take the
No,
job.
no, no. That's
In
not how it works,
America,
darling. That's not how
she's
it
not
works. No, that's
useless.
not how it works. When you're vice
You're
president, no, your hands are tied. There's a lot of
no,
things
it's
you
not.
cannot
No,
do
it's not.
Most of the tie
because
breaking
you're
votes
still
in
in
the
this. No,
Senate
no.
that were passed, she was the tie breaking vote in the Senate. A vice
Yeah,
president
but
is
she
one
has to
is
go with she has to go with what her boss says, innit? Whatever her boss says, she got to go with it. She can't turn around and say, "Oh, if Joe Biden wants this," she's not gonna
So,
turn around and say no.
Dunstan, let me
She's the
ask
number
you.
two.
Okay, Dunstan,
you
Mm.
sound idiot.
do you think Joe Biden is a good president?
No.
I think Joe Biden is. I don't. I think it's crap, man. I don't think it's very good. I don't
Okay,
think it's good at all.
so they asked Kamala Harris, if there's anything about Joe Biden, how he did things, if she going to change anything. She said there's nothing she's going to change. She's going to do the same thing. So if you think Joe Biden is terrible and somebody's trying to continue the same thing, I mean, come on.
Yes, I get you. I get you, Afidamus. But then again, when you go understand the politicians and liars, yeah, most of
Oh,
the time they're not honest. Yeah, but they're all like that, man. They're all the same, bro. They're all the same, man. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
so let me get, what is your point? Are you trying to convince, because like for me, I don't know if
No, no, I'm
I
not trying
can
to
speak.
convince anybody. I'm
Oh,
not trying to
okay.
convince.
Because
I'm
you're
just saying.
repeating, you sound like a broken record. You're repeating yourself over and over,
No,
and
listen.
it's not
I'm
going
not
to
trying to
get through
convince.
because we are not voting. I personally am not voting for
You
Kamala
voting,
Harris.
that's fine. But what
So
I'm saying is, yeah, politicians are not people that are very honest. So Afidamus is asking me, what do you think of what she said or what she didn't say? She might not give an honest answer, but you
you are
understand what
not
I'm
the
saying,
one paying
Afidamus?
that you
You know
you
what,
you are not
Dunstan,
the one paying the
Dunstan,
highest gas
Dunstan,
price.
Dunstan don't
Mm,
know Kamala Harris. You don't know her positions. She's a very radical communist in
Radical,
American
super
context. Very
radical.
super radical.
She
She
is
wants
worse
right.
to
than Joe
Okay. I hear
Biden.
you,
she
man. I hear you. I hear
yeah,
you, man.
she wants to take our guns away. She wants to take our free speech away. Like you have no idea how radical this
She want to
woman
give
is.
sex. She want to give sex change to
Yeah, sex
illegals
change to
and criminals.
transgenders,
You
criminals
know,
in jail.
hell no.
She wants open border policy like she's doing now. She wants to
Right.
give all the money to the illegals,
Migrant.
migrants while we work
Well, to
and
be honest, yeah, according to what you guys have said, yeah, I don't think she's got any chance of winning this thing, you know. I don't think she's got any chance in hell because according to you guys, yeah, you live there, you know this woman, yeah.
she's
So
down
you
in the
like it's a
polls.
landslide for Donald Trump. Isn't it?
She's down.
It's a
She's
landslide
down.
for Trump.
Yeah,
We're not
because
saying
she's
it's
not.
a landslide. We're not arguing on behalf of whether it's a landslide for Trump. What we're saying is that we're not voting for her. We're not picking her.
Well,
And people
well,
who are,
well. I understand what you're saying, Mimi. Yeah, I get you clearly. But what I'm trying to say, what you just laid out, yeah, you and Afidamus, it sounds like she just told her bad news. So she's not gonna have a chance. She's
for
not gonna have a
us,
chance, is she?
who not voting for her, we can speak on behalf of the people that like her. So they have to come on the panel and speak on behalf of her. We
Okay.
can't
So
speak on
this. So,
behalf of her.
so.
May I chime
Oh, I
in?
get you. I get you. I
Oh
get you.
wait,
I get you.
wait,
Maybe St.
wait, wait.
James.
Let me,
St.
let me,
James.
I
St. James
haven't
like her,
talked.
yeah.
Hold on, Dunstan. We gotta allow Gwe.
Yeah,
Gwe, you're
Great.
working.
Great's
I know
nuts, you know.
you've been
I'm
putting
not
in the
nuts. Oh
hours,
my God.
Gwe. So it looks like the taxes are looking good. The blacks want their money. They want
Let me tell you
they.
something. They've been telling them this for the past 70 years. They ain't getting no reparation. That's why she couldn't tell them, yes, I will fight for reparation because she
So
heard
she's
yes.
lying.
She's not. No Democrat is going to give them reparation because that Democrat that would agree to reparation wouldn't be in power. The Democrat,
Exactly, Apidamus.
the
Yep.
Democrat is not going to go to give them. Like, I don't understand how it takes somebody 70 years. I don't know how many generations is that for them to get through the head that these people are not going to give. You see, Ash Shapton, Jesse Jackson, and all these talking blacks and the bourgeoisie blacks. These people are not are doing this on behalf of the black people, of the majority of black people that are suffering. They're doing it to keep their job and keep the money flowing. That's what they're doing it for. They do not
But
represent the black.
Gwe, you know what I like? Even though some people might say it's crazy, I like that the blacks came directly and voice what they are willing to vote for, because now they dispel any lies. There's no intermediary. Everyone can hear, because they are saying this is what we want. Can you do it for us?
No, that's what she didn't
Because
answer.
in the
When you
past they
remember,
never asked, right? But now they are saying this is what would get us to vote for you.
but look at
So
what
I
she
like
said.
that they're asking directly.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that the fact they're asking tough questions and
Yeah.
that they are not just all of them are not just going by, what the elite blacks is telling them to do because those people are not the one that's going to suffer from high taxes and all the high grocery price, high gas price. They're not going to suffer from inflation. So the blacks that are in these neighborhoods where they're bringing illegal migrant into their neighborhoods, and then they're giving them the taxpayer money, which is most of the black people that live in that neighborhood, the taxes that they pay is being used on illegal migrants. It is wrong to do that. But I can't feel sorry for them because that's what they vote for. So, I mean, they just have to live with that choices that they made. If you don't wake up to realize that Democrat is not going to change anything, they've been telling you this for the past 70 decades. So, what would make me as an African who come from a third world country where I survived civil war to come and jump in line to say, oh, let me jump with y'all and they're going to change, and they're not. All I'm looking for is I am a person that I love money. So to fix it. I just want you to make the economy good where I can work and make my own money. I want you to take less of my money, less taxes and stuff. How many black Americans making $100,000? That's what she's saying. If you're making
Right.
$100,000, she's gonna call your taxes. How many black Americans doing that? Most of the people in America is not making that much. These people are lying to them. But if
And
you're not educated, you will not know that.
What do you make of where Al Sharpton brought her to and then she said, yeah, I will sign the bill if it comes on my table, and then she laughed.
It's
Like,
a
if
lie.
you notice, she said if
If it comes, you know what they do? That's what they did in California. Gary Newsom makes sure that the black people that were investigating or whatever they called it, the reparation, never brought the reparation bill on his desk because they knew he was going to veto it. But they were able to bring the apology bill to his desk. So he signed that into law and apologized to them. But not the one where he's gonna pay them the money for reparation. These people are. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Like I come from a place where I hate big government. I don't like big government. Big government is not a good thing.
right.
Just I like smaller government because big government, when they take over, is very close to tyranny. When you see in Africa where we don't own guns, we don't own any of these things, because what, the government come, when they get in power, they own all the guns, they own all the stuff, so they get to take control of the people. So no, I don't want that.
You know
I
what?
blame on that.
Wait. Look at what Mimi said. So, Gwe, you think Trump will cut taxes for middle class people? Mimi, Trump have already become president. He's already done it before. Like, what are you talking about? She's already done it.
He's already done it. Like, these people, they are Trump deranged, and these are illnesses we can help them with. They need specialists for that. So if Al Sharpton used to be taking check from Trump. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these blacks. Trump used to be the go-to standard for a lot. Obama in college wrote his thesis on Donald Trump. One person in America wouldn't want to be rich. Stick it to the rich people. Tell them to stick it where the sun don't shine, and be able to speak the way you want to speak and talk the way you want to talk without them being able to do a goddamn thing to you. Every American would want that, but we all can't get that. So Trump is just a symbol, because Trump been Democrat all his life. The only time they started talking about Trump or racist is when he decided to run as a Republican. So you're not going to fool me. So when he was a Democrat all those years, when he was supporting y'all, giving y'all his money, he wasn't racist. All of a sudden, 2015 come, he want to run. All of a sudden, now he racist. You can't fool me. I know what suffering look like. I know what a dictatorial regime look like.
You know what? For me, she wants to take, the guns away. How are we supposed to kill our bushmeat?
I forgot what you crazy, man.
People love their bushmeat here in America,
Especially for us who live in the countryside.
Exactly. The venison. Come on.
So, but I just think that Kamala is lying. There's a woman, Obama is over there schooling black men on, oh, you just don't want to vote for her because she's a woman, all this stuff. Meanwhile, the lady is married to a white man.
Right.
Okay. So you can lecture black people when she didn't even choose a black man to be with. At least he
but she was married to a black man, innit?
No, she's married to a white man.
She was never married.
She was never married to a black man.
No, but there's a secret document,
And she's gonna keep Siva. She's gonna keep Sashi.
She might have been married before, but also guess what? White man. She's from Canada.
No, she was dating that guy. What was that guy? That talk show host. That talk show guy. So pictures of him.
Dunstan, let me tell you the secret around here in America.
Hack tour your way all the way to the
secret. First of all, you think the Indians are out here dating black people? This is not the UK, man. I'm telling you.
No, they don't even date blacks in the UK, bro.
Yeah,
they don't date blacks in the UK either, my friend.
Have you noticed why the mainstream media never tried to reach out to her ex-boyfriends in college?
I'm very shocked.
You see, they haven't done that report yet, right?
Yeah.
They haven't done the report how she grew up, right, in the black community.
Right.
The things she was doing. They never done that.
Right.
Why? Because they're trying to hide something. That lady never grew up as black, but this is not even the biggie here. So Dustin, no, it's like my pocket was doing better under Trump.
Thank you.
And we have the analytics. We have the analytics to prove it. It's not us just jumping on the panel, just talking about the fact that we love Trump. Now we check the money and we check the policy compared to what we have seen. Everybody, listen. Like in 2020, a lot of people thought Trump was a bad person, right?
Yes, they
did. A lot of people thought. You see, based on the things he said and based on the things that happened, we had COVID. So which messed up his economy. So he couldn't run on that because his economy got messed up because of COVID. Prior to that, everybody was rolling. When they tell you even the most preferred president in America, which was Obama, his economy was growing at 1 to 1.5%. Trump was at 3%. So if you are a smart guy, you would understand the big difference there, the big jump from 1.5 to 3%.
Economy-wise.
Okay, so people are denying that.
Like St. James is saying, Dunstan, let me put it this way. Dunstan, what Trump been there, now Boku people been there get jollof rice from me.
For real, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah. So we're talking
Yeah, I get you, man. You
Economy,
know what,
gas
man?
price, gas price in the United States. I remember when Trump was
Hmm.
running, was sometime below $1, like above $1, but not
$2.
like $1 to $2, $1 to $2.
Yeah. Now he's
That
double.
was
Now
the
he's
that was
double.
the average. Now it's $3, $3 close to $4.
I think it's $5 or $6 in California.
Five or $6. You see, in my state here, I was getting gas like 2.3, 2.4. Now I'm at above 3. And it hasn't gone down.
Don't forget it's been inflation as well, though. But I get what you're saying, though.
Okay.
But then again,
and then when Trump said, under my presidency, there was no war that was affecting America. Is that true or not?
True. That's absolutely
so
right.
Under these people, are you happy to see America all the time? The Ukrainian president is coming here every 3 months, begging for money to fight a war that he can't win.
Yes.
So we as the American taxpayer, we are tired of seeing that, and we are asking questions. When is the end? How does victory look like on their side? Because they can't win, but we still spending money, and the inflation is killing us here. So we would rather use that money here in America so we can uplift people. These are reasonable, statement that I'm making, coming from average Americans. It's not that difficult, But then again, you see Kamala Harris, right? I haven't seen the interview. Like she said, she was going to Fox today, Fox News.
Horrible.
Okay, can you imagine the candidate that wants to be the powerful person in America, right? The person that wants to be the president in America. She doesn't want to get on a hot table to getting like big questions from an opponent, and you want to sit next to Putin, next to Xi Jinping to discuss America. You can't do that. We want her to go to anybody, even the people that don't want to vote for her. We would like to see that so we can make our judgment based on the answer she will provide, and she refused to do that. When she was now the polls are showing that she's losing. Now she wants to go to Fox. When Trump said, I debated your boss on CNN, I debated you on CBS. Both platforms are now with me. They are with you guys. I just want you with Fox so we can debate. You know what she said? No, I'm not going to Fox.
Can I ask you guys a question here? So why does the right why does the right like her so much? What's about her? I don't understand.
What do you mean?
Why is she's
a fraud? She's a fraud.
Right.
She's a complete fraud.
The left.
The media makes it. The media, because the Democrats control the media, they make it seem like that, but people don't.
Okay. So that's
St. James. Let me ask you this, St. James. Before you forget, so St. James, the FBA, they were saying the terrorists, the Africans were the ones blocking their operation. But you just heard Kamala. So, St. James, what do you make of this? Would FBA now be able to come back and still accuse, the terrorists after what we've heard? We heard Kamala just said they want to study it, and then when she went to
Alpha, if I'm real FBA, right? The next person that will sit here and tell me we're going to study it, we're going to have to ban the person from the community. But the Black Americans don't want to do that. It is an assault, right? You guys are talking about you are the premium Black, you are the best, and you haven't done any study yet. But you have demands. So if there've been studies shows Charlemagne should say we have the here. There you go. Here's the document. There's the document of the study.
So you don't want to hear this, right? You guys want to hear this? The study of this reparation, like when I was in the 13th grade, I studied it there.
God.
And I wrote papers on it. Believe it or not. And that's the same documents I read, the books I read, they've written about this years ago. So what are they studying? Like what's going on?
So how long ago are we talking, Afidamos? How long ago is that? How many years ago are you talking?
70 years. They've been studying reparations.
They've been studying this for 70 years plus.
70 years
Jesus Christ. These people need to give up on this thing,
Alpha, regardless of what happened, right? We the tethers will still be on the menu So I know
Of course.
the entire world is seeing what is happening. They're not going to get
Yeah, we are, you know.
reparation, and we are not in their way. But you know what? On YouTube, we will still be on their way, right? They will still accuse us of being on their way. You know, while they're showing that, you know, like Gwe just said, I watched the California situation unfold, and it was so shameful to see. These people were led to believe that if they finish the study, you know, something might happen. And they were standing in the hallway just watching these people walk past them and telling them, hey, man, thank you for being here with us, man, but you can go home. This was a nice one. I was like, God damn, seriously, you guys are still doing that?
That
You
was
know,
two bills. So the first bill, which was the money bill,
right.
Derek Newsom had already made it clear to the committee that if they was to bring that bill, or it was going to be rejected. And they didn't
Right.
want that because it would have made the Democrat look bad. So the only bill
Right.
they were able to pass through and get through on his desk was the apology bill. So that's why
Right.
he was able to apologize to them and tell them to take their asses home. You know, we ain't giving you nothing.
So
Right.
California is in debt. They're not going to pay reparation $5 million to each FBA. So they don't have that type of money.
Go
I know these people are delusional, you know. It's so delusion, man.
Go hear this out. This comment says Zongo Native, we are delineated now. It's known. Y'all don't represent it. It's y'all's opinion. So go, the blacks have now completely delineated from us. Obviously, it's our fault. You know, it's your feelings hurt that now the blacks are delineating
Yeah, but
from us.
I thought they were delineated 5 years ago. What happened? I thought they did already, or they still on the process of delineation.
You see, the problem is everybody is just, you know, a black American. Let me be honest with you. A lot of black Americans move off emotion. If you take emotion out of that's why you see the Democrat was able to control them for this amount of years. Because when
Yeah,
somebody is emotional, your emotions
yeah.
will be used against you. See,
It's
when
very
you think
vulnerable, isn't it?
logically, when you are a logic thinker and don't have to think with your emotion, so they cannot do that. So what did they do? They use the women, got
Yeah.
the men out of the household, make the men to look bad. Instead of the women saying, no, we're sticking with our men, we're not going to let your
Yeah.
dudes go. They use the black women, black American women against black men. So they gave them
Mm.
positions, they put them in positions of power, gave them all these
Yeah.
places that's there. So what they do, they talk down on black men. They say, oh, we this, we that, you know, because some of them are in higher position, which is not a bad thing. But they
Yeah,
left the men behind and had the
education.
government as a daddy for them. And because of
And look at DiCaprio and he said, why are foreign people concerned with FBA reparation? DiCaprio, you know, I pay taxes. You're asking for my money.
you know, it's funny that we can live in America, we can pay taxes. You know, y'all want them to use our taxpayer money to pay your reparation, but we don't have a say or have anything to say about paying your
And
reparation.
also,
It's crazy.
FBA.
Afedamus, can I ask you a question quick?
FBA cannot collect reparation. The FBAs, they are native Indians. They already got reservations and casinos. What else do they? Just like JD said, they already got that.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Okay, we got Charlie. Hey Charlie, are you
Yes,
there?
and we play Kansas City on Saturday. That's been crazy.
Charlie. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You cannot. I'm not trying to separate FBA men from women because the government already did that. Y'all live in delusion. You know, like y'all live in delusion, and because you're emotional, so that's why they were able to penetrate y'all and take some of them. Those are the talking blacks, the elite blacks are the one that's pushing this narrative because they got to keep their job, they got to keep the check coming, they got to keep living a rich lifestyle. You notice that these blacks that talk so horrible about white people, the white supremacists, the racists, and this, when they get these checks, they go live among them.
Well, just like remember Don Lemon.
He married to a white
No,
man, but he's
Yes,
still
Don
Afedamus,
Lemon said white men are dangerous. He's married to one, and the
it's
other
Don
day,
Lemonades. It's Don
yeah,
Lemonade.
oh yes, let me say it right, Don Lemonade. And the other day, Van Jones.
Oh, he's always
You know,
crying.
because when black men, when Obama said what he said, and he got the backlash, Van Jones came. He said, "Oh, Kamala wrote a love letter to black men. Kamala is married to a white man. How come no? And this white man, they're saying this white man, this white man,
That was
this
so
white
funny,
man.
man.
No, this white man, in fact, whooped some woman behind, his ex-girlfriend. And he also, they said, he got
His
his nanny
ex-girlfriend.
pregnant,
He slapped the ex-girlfriend.
while
He
he
had the
was
nanny
married.
pregnant.
But now they want to talk about Trump, who, they're talking about, he said, you can grab them by the pee. Like he said, he didn't say he did it. People are pretending like, oh,
But
the
let's be
women don't
honest,
do that.
okay?
And I'm not, back when he was saying that, I don't have Trump money or
Afro-Diamonds,
famous like him.
this
But
is
back in the
selective
days,
outrage.
you driving on the street after club hours, these women, they flashing you. They
As we
Alpha
speak right,
Damas, Alpha
as we
Damas.
speak, as
If
we
you are
speak right
powerful, if
now,
you are powerful in America,
you
like he
will
said,
get any woman you want.
he said if you got the status, they will let you do it, right? He
And
said it.
that's true. They will.
Right.
There's a
He said
lot of
if
them
you are,
that's doing it.
if you are that guy, they will let you do it. Any
Let me
man
do
can
it.
come in here and deny that.
Yeah,
Is there
Why y'all
any
acting
man
like to say,
who
oh,
can
he's
come on this
lying?
panel and deny what Trump just said?
St. James. I like what Mac wrote, and Mac did not lie. He said, Afridamos, we FBA, we have our own tethers too, which is
Absolutely.
you
We are
guys do
noticing
have
that.
you have your own African tethers as well that join you.
Van Jones is, they always pick these weak black men to represent the majority of black men.
It's
Van
always
Jones
Van
is always
Jones,
crying. Bakari Sellers is always crying. These are
Harry
men that
Seller, Michael Eric Dyson.
yeah,
It's the same group. And
it's
every
the
4
same
years,
group
right?
of
Bakari
people.
Seller has a book he wants to push. Dyson has a book he wants to push.
Nobody reads that crap.
All of them, like every 4 years, they have they have motions,
Hold on.
Yeah,
next
because these
close
people
to the
gotta keep
election.
that. They
So
gotta keep they gotta keep that lifestyle. They gotta live in with the white people, even though they say the people are white supremacists, the people are racist, but they gotta live among them. They gotta live with them. They want that lifestyle. They want their kids to go to good school. While they lecture other people about sending their kids to inner city school instead of giving parents school choice. This is ridiculous.
Exactly. And Gwe, this question is for you. Of course, Kamala's one of Kamala's campaign managers from the South said, so Gwe, you okay with a man that don't have any respect for women? So you see, Mimi is over here. Trump is one of the
Is that
most
Mimi, Gambian Mimi?
yeah.
What you say?
She said, so Gwe, you okay with a man that don't have respect for women? So Mimi is one of those
Oh, she's talking about I support a
feminists.
man that don't have respect for women. Is that what
Yeah.
she said?
So Mimi, make it clear which man are you talking about? If you're talking about PDD, we're not talking about PDD over here.
Maybe
And
she come up. Maybe she
if
come
you're
up, man.
talking about
Afrodamus.
if you're talking about Kamala's husband, Doug Emhoff, we're not talking about him either. So Mimi, make it clear. Because if you're talking about Trump, the man that all the ladies in the land want to be with, we're not gonna play
Oh
that
God!
around here. Let's bring
Please,
the
man.
African Queen.
Are you kidding me?
African Queen, are you there?
Hi, Afridamas. How are you guys?
I'm well. I'm
Hi,
well.
how you doing?
African Queen, do you think, from what you're hearing, do you think the black people in America will get reparation?
There's something that I don't understand, Afridamas, because I thought the people down there, they did have like black economic empowerment. Why I'm thinking so? Because I remember here in South Africa after apartheid, and then instead of reparation, there were RDP houses, which is for reconstruction and development for black people. And then up until today, if you are a black child, and then you can go to university, they pay for your tuition fee, you get the money, they pay for your accommodation, and then you get the pocket money every month up until you graduate. So I thought BEE was also available for the African people down there. So I
Well,
don't know
no,
what.
yes, they do have them. The blacks have, in fact,
So what
the blacks have
reparation?
already received, reparation in trillions of dollars in, Section 8, food stamps, and,
Yes, like that.
no, no, that's what the housing is.
So
And they
that's
also, they
reparation.
have the hoods, they have the projects, the government built that. subsidized housing.
So what reparation
No,
are
that's
they
true,
talking
though.
about?
Yeah,
Well,
but they are not the only people on food
They want
stamps.
cash
The
money,
welfare,
cash money, cash.
they want
Africa,
the
they want cash.
the welfare
No,
and
but
food
they can
stamps
convert
wasn't.
what they've received to cash. It was cash that was paid because the
No.
government doesn't
Welfare,
have money. People that are working
no.
are the ones that are paying.
Welfare and food stamp wasn't made just for black people. It was made for America.
Yeah. So black
So
people
that's
want something that's only made for black people, which is the reparation.
exactly. So we just
Yes.
say reparation was food stamp and welfare when everybody received that is
But don't they
below a
get?
certain poverty
Don't
limit
they get
receive welfare.
scholarship, free scholarship?
Yes, they
A
do.
lot of it. A lot of it.
A lot of it.
So
But this group FBA don't want any education. They just want the money. They want the cash money. You understand, African Queen?
I think somebody needs to explain to them what is reparation, because
Good luck with
reparation
that.
is not about you getting cash.
Good
It's a
luck with that.
systematic way that it's gonna be used.
So African Queen, because they like to give you guys South Africa as example. So did you guys get reparation in housing, food, money, and all that?
Yes, it's
Well,
happening
then,
even
well, in
today.
America,
And
it's the same.
And even when it comes to employment, Afridamas, there was a system that it's put in place that it's BEE. They consider a black, if for instance you've got same qualification with a white person, they're gonna take you as a black person.
Oh, so that's DEI. The vice
We
president
call it
in America,
BEE.
you
Yes.
can even become if
Yeah,
Kamala wins,
they had
she would be
affirmative
the
action.
first DEI president.
But Kamala Harris, there's something that I don't understand because she is Indian. Indian, it's not a black person, it's an Asian person.
Thank you.
She was married to a white person, and
She
she's
still
married
is.
again to a white person, and her father was a white person. Where does her blackness comes from?
Because he was born in Jamaica, according to them. I guess they think everybody born in Jamaica is black.
No, that go be a black blood in him.
Be born in a country.
Look, we don't
doesn't
know that.
make
The
you black.
father said in his own words, he said he is, white Irish and Hindu.
And Southeast Asian. That's what he
Yeah,
is. That's
it's
why
not
his
like,
color is like that.
people want to act like this guy came from Anambra State, from Nigeria. That never happened. Come on,
Afridamas, you gotta be a black in him now. Don't do that.
I just think like in America, it gets on my nerves when African American claim everything that has black in it. It's like there's no like they don't have any like to me. I feel like they don't have any respect for their race
I
because
know,
like
and Gwe,
everybody can claim to be black, but guess what? If that person is a half caste, they cannot claim to be white. So why are they claiming to be black? No, they need to be biracial. If you mix with two different things, you are biracial.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about
and
earlier on. Yeah?
also Gwe.
That's what I was trying to
This how
say.
the blacks like to tell. They say Africans are not,
They said we're not black. Yeah.
Guys, speaking of which, before they remove my black card, let me check.
But most of
Afridamas
the
is crazy,
African
bro.
Americans
Hold
right
on, guys.
now,
Hold on. I want to make sure my black card is still good. I can't. Okay, let's see if it's still valid. All right, I'm still good. Let's continue.
Zongo said that her
Hold
dad
on. I gotta Mimi is over here hating on South African. Mimi said, "Wow, coming from a South African who will choose white people before their own African neighbors." Rainbow Nation laughing. African Queen, what do you, because you see, Mimi is one of those West Africans. She have issues with South Africans. She don't like you guys. What do you say to this?
She's from Africa.
but it's her own prerogative, right? We also have people that we don't like. If she doesn't like South Africans, it's okay. So what is the problem? What
Right.
does she expect? Especially the West people from the West, those that normally
Oh,
complain that
Epidemic got a. Oh,
white
that's beautiful, bro.
uh, black South Africans prefer white people. It's okay because we managed to keep them here so that we
Okay,
can
get
suck
that.
whatever
Time
they
to
have obtained. People
go
from the
play.
West are running to the white people overseas. So what's the difference?
But most of the leaders, most of the so-called leaders in America are married to white people. What the hell is she talking about?
I don't understand because here, if for instance, Mimi is from the western side of Africa, I don't get it. They are
What
the
country?
ones who just run away to go to America, to UK, to Canada. They
What
are
country is
following
that?
those whites. As we decided to keep those whites here in South Africa, so that whatever they have managed to obtain and suck it from our grandparents, we need to share it and let us enjoy it here. There's no need for us to run around. We have keep them inside the house, which is great.
The thing I don't
Our
understand,
neighbors
the
who
thing I don't
decided to
understand,
be foolish like the Zimbabweans to chase them away, they are now crossing borders, crossing crocodile rivers to follow the very same whites who now exploit them and pay them less than the South Africans. So what? I don't get it.
it's not that. I just think that they are victims. You know, and so when we come from Africa or come here, it's not the fact that we dislike them because we know they don't like Africans. So it's the fact that our interests don't align. We over here for money. We over here to take care of our family. You know, we don't have time to go stay in the street holding sign because our chapter don't even have to do that, and he get a check from Coca-Cola. So all of these people that in the street and protesting and doing all this thing, at the end of the day, if when they're done doing that, they get to go back to the same old place that they come from. But for some reason, the elites get to go home with checks and go live among the same whites that they claim are racist and bad and all this stuff. So if you live your life in victimhood, you will always be looking for somebody to blame, and that is what
Exactly.
is with them. They're always looking. If it's not white, now it's Africans, now it's migrants. They're always looking for somebody else to blame. So take a guess. If you want to use African as a scapegoat for you to feel better about yourself, if that helps you sleep at night, go ahead. That's the least
Wait,
thing we think about.
wait. Do you remember? I don't know if you watch a lot of movies about slavery. You
No, I
remember?
don't. I do not
Okay,
do that thing. Yeah, no,
okay. Back in the day,
no.
right? Let me tell you something. Back in the day, right? When they bring a new slave, right? So even the old slave laugh at him. They laugh at the new slave that just got there.
Yeah, but
Because
it's
they were
different.
so brainwashed. They laugh at the new slave that just got to the compound.
Right.
Because they feel like the new slave doesn't look like them. Because he wear different clothing and speak a different language. He doesn't know the ins and out of the plantation. So the first weeks they laugh at the new slave. So this hasn't changed. Certain people here in America picking on African, it's the same mindset.
But
They
the
look
thing,
at you, they already have an idea that you are different from them. And the master already said, separate yourself from these people because you guys are not the same. That's the same mentality. It hasn't changed. If you look at the way certain people came from the plantation to now, the mindset is still the same. If you are
but
new to them, they will
All
poke
right.
fun at you. They will laugh at you. It's the same.
You know what? Let me read some of these comments. They are roasting me in the chat for whatever reason. Zongo said Afridamus has clearly been Americanized. He's
he
even
said the same thing
hugging
about me.
dogs now. And then Joseph said, "Hello, Afridamus so white, his dog eats with forks on a silver." So you
You
guys
see,
want to
you
roast
see,
me?
St. James, the difference with the what they consider the new slave, which is Africans, Asians, Latinos, people from South America, Africa, Asia, Middle East, all these people that they are bringing that are illegal into America. The difference is that these people, it don't take them 70 years to recognize that the Democratic Party is not for them.
Thank you.
Most of
Thank
them
you.
end up realizing that after the first couple of years, when they become citizens to vote, they don't use these groups like the way they use Black Americans at all. There is
But
no other group that have been voting for the past 70 years for Democrat. They earn these people vote except for Black American because they know they're just going to vote. It's
but
generation passed down.
that's what I was saying. They kept the plantation system running without having the plantation physically.
Yes.
You see the Owls, the all these people. These were the house Negroes. The house Negroes were the one who had who can kind of get close to massa, and they will they will convey the message to the
St. James, you laid it out perfectly.
You see what I'm saying?
It's the field Negro versus the house Negro. And
right
now,
now the field Negro want a voice. The field Negro can go to Fox News. The field Negro can have his own channel. The field Negro can speak his voice. Now the house Negro is sitting there. How dare you? How dare you speak to Massa without us? How dare you do this? How dare you betray us? That's what America is coming to, because the field Negro got a voice and he's on his knee waiting for his turn.
And also,
that's
James,
what it is.
before people forget, now you guys understand why when Trump made the pet comment, why I'm so close to the I love my dog, okay? So
you got a beautiful dog, Afrodamus, man.
Okay, and Afrodamus, I have some Dodson. You remember when Obama was coming, right?
So stay away from the dog.
Right, Afrodamus. You remember when Obama was coming and he was like, I was a community organizer.
Yeah.
And he was talking about he had a raggedy car even when he was trying to date Michelle. He had no money, whatever.
Right.
So he used so Dodson, Obama has 4 big houses now.
Mm-hmm.
He's living
I heard he got mansions, man.
He got mentioned, and he live. Martha Vineyard. This is not a little place for people.
Yeah,
this guy has a house there.
Telling us about about climate change.
You remember when it's
right on the beach.
These people claim they
so Obama is loaded, yeah. Obama
is enjoying it, and he's mad that he's not going to be taking a ride, like a 5-minute ride to the White House, if he loses it, because these people just want the connection. He wants Kamala to win so he can go there without an invitation, because he can do that. He can just go in there. They just want power. They don't care about black people. They don't.
St. James, look at what Mimi said. I can't wait for Trump to say deport all Africans. I don't care if they.
I will be the first to get on the
plane. Mimi's not happy with you, Afrodamus.
Mimi's mad, but
that's because they don't know their own immigration law. Because anybody who is educated about immigration law will not make comment.
They would have to get rid of the 14th Amendment.
Absolutely.
Who's Mimi voting for?
I will deport myself. I will deport myself. I will go back to Africa on a boat. So to pay tribute to my forefathers, I will get on the boat.
St. James, Zongo said St. James is pocket watching Obama wealth, my friend.
No. Afrodamus. What Zongo doesn't know, I was a young African man living in Chicago when Obama was rising to power. I was impressed. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the impact Obama did for me when I was young, living in Chicago, and saw him rising as a black man. This guy truly impacted me in America. To come to find out this guy is not about what I thought he was. Now, I was disappointed. Yes, I was disappointed. And I have the right to speak of my feelings of him, because he did things that I never thought he would have done as a person he said he was, and these are things that destroy my community, my country. And I can't forgive him for that. Don't take my word for it. He said it himself. He has one of his biggest regret when he was president was to invade Libya. He said it. He said it. So why would you be mad at me?
He doesn't regret it.
Right, he said it because I know this is what they do as politicians. When they step down, they want people to be just a little, cool about
and
them.
you know what,
I know.
guys, I want to ask African Queen a separate question here. African Queen, years ago here in the States, they sold us this story about how Oprah is a goddess in South Africa. She got school there. But now we don't hear about this. What was that? Do you guys worship Oprah? Let's start there. And then what is that school? What was it about?
Hell no. Nobody worships Oprah here. There was a school that was built, and then she said she will prefer it to be an only girls school. But the shenanigans that were happening there in the only girls schools, children were falling pregnant. Children
Wait, she said all girls.
Yeah, it was only.
Yeah, she was
girls.
sneaking.
Yeah, I remember that.
I knew it.
Freedom.
I
remember
knew it.
that.
I suspected it was lesbianism, but
I know it could have been, you know. It could have been great. Yeah, some LGBT stuff going on there.
lesbianism.
I remember the school.
In fact, I have a video. I'm gonna do a show on it. You know, these South African women who go black was interviewing, and I was shocked. These South African women were into lesbianism, but we will talk about that another day. But
yeah, but Freedom, you know what it is, yeah? You know, like what you just said, that school, it just kind of went off the radar, innit?
Yeah,
no one's having
exactly.
anything about
But that's
it
why
for
that's why I
years
want
now.
that's why I want African Queen to tell us about.
Yeah, man.
It. She's
no
in
news
South
about
Africa.
it, nothing. You just
Go ahead,
completely
African Queen.
Even if you can look at the schools that are registered here in South Africa, that school is not even on the picture or either
Jesus
on the
Christ.
because nobody do you remember who's this guy who is similar to P. Diddy, the one who died or who killed himself?
Epstein?
Epstein, yes.
Yeah, I heard that he had 10,000 baby oils. Diddy had 1,000.
Afidamos, you crazy, bro. This guy.
And you know, I've been telling Africans stay away from baby oil.
Because after they discovered that children they were not graduating, and then most of them actually, the first group that went there, when they went on holiday, because on short holidays she didn't want them to leave the camp, and then parents were like, no, our children. And she was so wise because she didn't take any kids. She wanted the kids that were from the rural areas. So they were so excited
to take advantage.
A child that is from township or from the suburbs.
Jesus
They
Christ.
were going to understand what she was up to. So she wanted those that has got no clue, who are just excited that here we are getting this free education, we're going to be taken care of and all of that. The very same women who were caretakers and everything, they were also sleeping with those girls, being a woman sleeping with the children. Children fall pregnant in the very same school, but there was no man. How? We don't know. So that's why when you say we glorify Oprah, when you talk about Oprah.
So what happened to the school?
I'm not quite sure. I'll check it for you. I don't know. Maybe the structures still exist, but whether the education is still taking place there, I'm not quite sure. Because
do you guys see this? They say Oprah is so rich, the blacks are crying for reparation, but quote unquote, Oprah went to South Africa to say she's building school. No, this school, we need to follow up on it. St. James, what do you think about that school?
I remember back, it was like what, 10, 15 years ago?
Man, you're going back nearly 20
when
years,
that
man.
story broke
Long
out.
time.
Yeah, I kind of seen it on TV that Oprah built a school in South Africa, but the school was poorly managed, and girls were getting pregnant or getting raped or something. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
exactly
that was the scandal I heard. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was happening.
Oh, I didn't even hear about the scandal, you know. All I
There was
remember
a lot
was
of scandal around the school, and I was to me back then I was like, yeah, someone like Oprah. I was like, someone like Oprah can just go to South Africa and just do certain things, and these are the kind of scandals we hear behind it. I was like, I was blown away by it. I was like, yeah,
She started by claiming that she's a Zulu. And all
And
to
then
find out
she's Xhosa.
she said Zulu. And
Yeah.
when she did her DNA and all to find out whether, I don't know which country she belongs to.
Liberia.
But even the black Americans were upset. Remember,
Oprah,
they were
they
upset.
Look, this is gonna blow your mind, right?
Oprah, they her DNA. Oprah from Liberia, she from the Pele tribe.
Look,
She's from everywhere, man.
I found this museum, right? Look,
What is
I
that?
found this museum. Oprah is one of the people that sponsored it. This was in Gambia, and they have Oprah in there. Oprah, like, put herself a story, selling it, saying she's one of the descendants of the people from that region, from there, that country.
Wow.
So Oprah is from South Africa. She's from Gambia also. So she like I found this museum. I found this museum, and Oprah is one of the sponsors of this museum. She's one of the people that are creating all these museums in all these English-speaking countries in Africa. So they show Oprah as they created some fake lineage that her ancestors were taken from there, and how she overcame slavery to where she is now.
Yeah, right.
They had Oprah there. They had Michael Jackson. Maya Angelou. You guys know Maya Angelou? I've tried.
Yeah.
So I've
So
tried.
you guys were 25% colonized then.
Yeah.
And I bet they did it there as well. They did it. Did it there as well.
Yes. So there was a video online, and this Gambian guy, I could tell somebody trained him to be that aggressive. But the video, I don't know what happened. It was on YouTube. Once it came out, and then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the video disappeared. Like they took it down. Like the guy took it down. So this is supposed to be a secret. Okay. Because what they did was, there's this old, it's sort of like factory. You know how Europeans used to come to Africa they would build these buildings. So the building is obvious. It was built by the French, like a factory. So when you go read, it's a factory, it's a trading post. But now they are turning it to say it was a slave post.
If I were you, I would call Barrow, ask him if there is any bills of sale about the Gambia. I can just ask because the way you explaining things, man, I'm getting worried, man.
No, I saw the video. It was on YouTube, but I searched it on that same channel. They removed it. So there's something nefarious, because Oprah went to South Africa. She said she's from there too. How are you from South Africa and West Africa? Like, come on, man.
Exactly.
Zongo said, Afridamus, how is Oprah building schools in Tetherland when it's over a decade since Omar Johnson has been looking for donation? Omar Johnson's money is in the strip clubs.
He's another one as well, Omar Johnson. Jesus Christ, man. These people are grifters.
Go ahead, African Queen. Oh, okay, who was talking?
Yeah, so with Oprah Winfrey, Afrodamus, this school is just, you need to investigate this thing, because I remember there was a lot of confusion and a lot of Americans were upset, a lot of Black Americans. Oh, why is she not building a school for the American kids in the inner city? They're struggling, they're deprived, they're this, that, the other.
Let me tell you something, Dunstan.
You know what I mean?
If St. James and Gwe, if you guys remember, when Obama was getting ready, do you guys remember what show he was on the first time to announce running for president?
I don't remember.
Oprah show was one of the first.
Yes, on the Oprah show.
Yeah,
I remember watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we close out here, do you guys see any hope that the blacks will get reparation? And is Tariq Nasheed going to twist this and blame the Tedders for calling the Democratic Party?
I don't see why we will be blamed though, because Africans are not even.
Well, this is FBA. Don't forget.
Okay, so we're not even the majority. Most of the people coming that's illegal and being put into the community or from South America, but for some reason they're not angry at them, but they're angry at African. So that just tell you they
Well,
hate.
because we're supposed to be underneath them. Look, here's the I'll do a show on this, but one of the reasons why FBA don't like Africans, because they know that Africans don't need them, so they feel insignificant instead of
Absolutely.
accepting
Absolutely.
that, so they fight Africans.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
the people from South America don't like them either. They're even worse.
This is true. Well, is it
Yeah, and
possible? Maybe that might be a good. Is it possible
Mhm.
that, like,
they
just make themselves unlikable, and then they blame it on racism? Because, like, in America, like, because we see issues even in restaurants and other places. Like, I'm as black as the ace of spade. You guys are seeing me.
Alfredamus, if no one has, if somebody is, if you're having a situation with someone and they don't have no reason to hate you, they will create one for you.
Right.
You know, so that's what, you know, the FBAs are doing in regard to the Africans in America. They know we have no issues, nothing. So, but they will create something so to keep us engaged, you know.
And also, the blacks are mad, you know, like Joseph said. I think another thing they are mad about, you know, how they watch that, you know, the late night show, some of those white people pulling a fast one, making videos. They don't, you know, to collect money as donation, those African kids.
Yes.
They are mad at the Africans they see. How come you're not dusty and hungry? They want you to be dusty and hungry.
Afridamus, you know,
because Massa said they will come to you as dusty and hungry, and we didn't come as such.
Yes.
So that's
okay. Look, let me ask you guys a question. St. James, so I've been confused. So the blacks like to say, you know, we fled our countries, but they're the ones also said they invited us here. So did we flee, or they invited
so
us?
this is that very channel. This is that very channel we get to explain the confusions. You know, one of what you just said is part of the confusion. You know, we were invited or we fled. You know, it's one of the two. We can't be both. So, but you know, it's not gonna change. We're not gonna get a straight answer. So it's gonna be like.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, St. James here, they just repeat everything Tariq Nasheed says. Because the thing is, you see, I like history. Yeah, I used to read a lot of you know, like the old American gangsters, the Harlem Knights, you know, all these people, and there were people going to like these places from the Caribbean in the 17 and 1800s, man, before the civil rights.
Look.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like
you know what I'm saying? How did they get to these places? Like
guys, you guys got me in trouble now. Max said Afridamus is on the terror watch, so that means I'm on the terror watch list.
You better be careful, because Tariq is gonna reach out to you, man. He's gonna create a
Look, it's not that hard. All I gotta do is avoid Popeyes, chicken, Walmart, and
did you see what he did to Celtic? Did you see what
let's not even talk about the city, right? Afridamus in an African village, right? In an African village, right? In an African village setting, right? If at night people gravitate towards a house, right, where there's an elder, or what is an elder or not an elder, like if like the village boy go to that person, right, for advice or to, you know, to feel good about something, right? Is that guy a leader or not a leader in the community, in the village?
Well, depends.
No. I mean, if everybody kind of agree this is where we're going,
right? Well,
it's a leader in my eyes.
It's a leader, right? In my eyes, yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't have to say I'm the leader, but if everybody kind of agree this is the thing to do.
They all know Tariq is the leader. That's why I put Tariq's picture there.
But when they come on your channel, they say Tariq is not our leader, but 80% of your time, your talking point, like I said, you know, when they come here, I want to engage with a Black American who doesn't have talking point, right? So every time I say Black Africans would not be able to connect with you because of your talking point. You can't think for yourself.
St. James,
So
there are other talking point. I did some research, right? There's a politician that one of the FBA fanatics they invited this lady, Jill Stein, the Green Party.
Yeah.
They asked Jill Stein about reparation. Now it makes sense why the blacks come after us Africans, because Jill Stein, the way the politicians explained it, because the blacks ask questions, they want Jill Stein to specifically say other Africans, because they said, what about, just because they are black, they haven't suffered. In fact, they sold us. Jill Stein said, well, they also face racism. So reparation cannot happen without us getting checks. Okay?
Alfredamus, America cannot cut a check to Black American without African on the other side. I'm not saying Africans here in America. If America decide to cut a check to Black American, so our plight against America on the other side will work as well.
Look,
it has to go both ways.
First of all, look, for me, I'm one of those people. I'm not into this reparation thing. Even if the white people approve this and make a mistake and send this check to my address, I'm returning it. I am going to return
you want my address? May I give you my address? Return your check to me. I will.
I will
spend your money happily. I will spend your money happily. And by the way, Alfredamus, when I hear that the check is about to get cut, call me. What was my name when I was calling before? Listen, I have a different name. So you're going to have to go by that name when the check is about to get cut, because I'm Black American. I'm going to get mine, bro. If you play, I'm not, listen, it's not about money. Money doesn't love anybody. Money is for the grabbing. It's not because it doesn't have name like this is mine. No. If the money is coming in the air, everybody has to reach out. This is what I'm going to do.
St. James, why do you think, the blacks, they know Tariq is their leader? How come they're ashamed to claim him?
They're ashamed because, you see, they're like some Black American, they like to come sideways. They don't like to be front. They don't want to come up front. They want to be sideways with the antics. When African came across, when we came across the situation, African is a smart dude. In America, Africans, when they would listen, it take about 30 seconds to understand this guy is about, he likes African or he doesn't like African or he want to challenge African. We know. They go to Tariq, right? Even some of your Pan-African, right? Just watch. In your channel, right? When we talk about them, guess what they do? Tariq was right. Have you ever heard that? I heard that some of the Pan-African, on YouTube. Oh, Tariq was right. I say, I'm happy that you guys are talking like that, because we debunk your Pan-Africanism. It was fake from the beginning. We never believed it. So
always have been.
You see, Alfredamus, the Africans on the continent, right, when they talk about Pan-Africanism, right, it's way different than what the Black Americans are talking about. It has nothing to do with what the Africans are talking about. Two separate things. So that means the two groups never even sat down and have a conversation about Pan-Africans. How can you take a movement global? How can you take a movement global while it has a different definition in different countries? It can't work.
Right.
It can't work. The movement, if you say it's the same movement in America, it has to have the same meaning for the people in Africa, for the people in the Caribbean, so that can work. If that's not the case, it's not going to work. But the Black American, they have their own Pan-Africanism going on, and they want to use that against Africans. And Africans are like, yo, we have our own thing here. Your thing doesn't match a little bit about what we are doing, but we can still have the conversation.
So do you think now that...
Yeah, but Tariq Nasheed is nothing but a race hustler. That's all
it is.
Look, here's the thing. One thing we've learned from the American, Democrats, because the FBA, they are asking reparation from Africa. So what we would say,
what they're doing?
Look, we want to study it. We want to study it.
They're asking reparation from Africa?
Yes, we want to, but we want to look. Here's what we need
to
do.
That's what they always say.
Look, we need to study it. The white people have been studying it for almost 100 years. We need to study it for 99.
Better yet, they have to come to Africa for that.
No, St. James. We don't need to study reparation. We don't owe anybody a goddamn thing at all. So I don't know
Oh, they
what the
said
hell
you
they're
sold them
talking
to
about.
slavery. You have to pay.
The generations that living today, they have nothing to do with selling your ancestors. Those people died decades ago. We don't owe nobody anything at
But
all.
you benefited from slavery, right? You benefited from it, right?
What do you mean by that?
That's what they said. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, they
Nobody
said you have to
asked me
pay
that
and you
question.
still owe them.
They said we benefited from slavery because
How?
Yeah, they said you sold them. You sold them.
Alfred Thomas, have you seen the documentary from that dude, like
That's
the
why
light
when they
skinned
say
dude,
when they say we
Henry something?
benefit, which one is
Oh
it? We
yeah,
benefit from slavery?
Henry Gates.
Yeah,
Which
Gates.
Yeah,
which one is
he's
it?
a grifter.
Yeah, he
Which
said
one is it?
that. He said
Which
some of
one is
that
it? We
money still
benefit.
remain in Nigeria.
Look,
He was referring to Nigeria in the documentary,
look.
right?
Here's the thing.
We
They say
benefit from
African
slavery.
countries, right? And these countries are only 60 years at most. So they didn't exist during they didn't exist during slavery. So go talk to the leaders back then.
They don't
So
care. They said you must
that's
pay.
why I say right. If you don't want to listen to that, right, they will believe that you have something to hide. I just want to see how their lawsuit looks like so we can laugh at it. That's what I'm trying to say. Because whose name? Who you going against? The country?
But
The leader?
are you
That's what
shocked
I'm
that Kamala said if the bill comes on her table, she would sign, and she
Alpha
laughed?
was like, she's a fraud, man. I mean, listen, Black American, when coming to America, man, I was expecting to see better than that. Like somebody's laughing at me, like my family, and making fun of me every day. You know what? It's not going to go well into my head.
I think Kamala should be sent to South Africa to
she
be
will
a leader
listen
over there because they have Indians there already.
Alpha when Dustin was talking, right? She said no, she was under the president. Listen, if you're under the president, you can't. Okay, you don't discuss policy with the president. You don't. And knowing that, even if she wasn't going to be president this year, okay, I know she has ambition, right? Because she ran in 2020, so she knows she has to deliver somehow, some way to the Black community
Yeah, you're right.
for them to support her when it's about time for her to run, right?
Yeah,
so why that didn't happen? Why that never happen?
Look, did you guys watch her interview earlier with Brett Bear?
I haven't seen that. I'm about to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look,
I'm going to do something on it.
The interview with Brett Bear, he destroyed her. She rage quit.
Oh, really? She did?
When they were about to start asking about Israel and Gaza, her team took her from there and had to let her go because she all she wanted to keep talking is filibustering and talking about a bunch of nonsense about
how she grew up, right?
Yeah,
right.
and stuff like that. And Brett Bear wasn't giving her the chance, you
right.
know. And the thing with the people saying, "Oh, we benefit from slavery and all this stuff," I have no idea what these people are talking about. The generation that did all the stuff that decades ago, we're not white people. We don't feel any guilt. We don't have any sympathy towards anything that was done back in the days to people that have died decades ago. So
you know
when
what?
people say,
you know what Kamala did to here? This
Oh.
reminded me of when I was in school back in the days in Africa. We had a Nigerian teacher, my geography teacher. Once he taught us how to, memorize all the major rivers in Africa. He did it in a song. Every time I go somewhere, when they start asking, because I studied and memorized all the rivers, and I showed up, they start asking about mountains. I just bust out singing the song. Niger, Benue, Congo, Orange Limpopo.
That's what she's doing. That's what she's doing.
Orange Limpopo and Zambezi.
That's what she's doing,
That's what she was doing.
Right. And the question has to be in order for her to be able to respond, right? The question has to be in order. Otherwise, she can't respond. You threw her out like a question like that, she won't be able to respond. She would say, I grew up as a middle class. My mama bought a house when we were asking.
No, but
she would
it was obvious. It was very obvious.
It
was obvious. When they ask her, it's like, you can tell it's like somebody, like she memorized something.
Yes.
So even if the answer doesn't fit, she would just say it. You're like, wait, lady, like what? It's like, look, it's like going on a date with a crazy chick and you're trying to break up with her.
I bet you got many after them.
She would hunt you.
And you're trying to break up with her, like you telling her, look, girl, the reason why I'm breaking up with you because you ate too many shrimps at this restaurant. And she's like, I can't believe you don't even like the color of my dress. You're like, I'm talking about shrimps.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's
that's
so
the
evasive. Most of the time, she
Yeah, I can hear
doesn't
you. I can
answer
hear you.
questions, and then she gets excited when they will ask her any question that is irrelevant to the politics.
Yeah,
And
because she memorized something else.
yeah, and apparently in
Crazy,
one of
right?
this on these streets, Candice Owen, because she's the one who's doing the research about her, and I am trying to get the information there. She says
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
name
Hold
that
on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Kamala was calling. I gotta put her on. She was watching the show. She's very mad here.
bring her on so
Poor
that
hubby. Poor hubby. Nah,
Okay, that was when they asked her about reparation, guys. But let's do our closing because I gotta
But
run.
let me ask Dustin the questions before,
Go on, then,
if
go on.
that's possible. Dustin, you know who
Yo.
was the first to drop out in 2020?
Was Kamala, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
So aren't you
100%.
surprised that the person that dropped out first, right, in 2020, now has the chance to run for president against one of the powerful men in America? Aren't you surprised?
Because she was
Yeah, that
rich.
doesn't
This is,
kind of make
aren't you
it kind
just
of
sit
doesn't
there and let
add
it
up,
sink
man.
for a minute? The person who
Nobody
dropped
voted
out
for her.
first.
Nobody voted for her.
Yeah,
She
she
didn't get
dropped
one
out.
vote. She was
Okay.
picked by the elites of the Democratic Party. They had a coup. Why they want to sit
I
in
know they
president
did. Yeah,
about the
yeah, they
office?
did. They got Biden out.
Within
had
their
a
own
coup,
party,
yes.
within their own party, they just everybody has to grab their nose and just pretend they love her. They don't.
I know there's something not right about her, though. You know what I mean? But you know, what we see what happens, man. I know she. Well,
Well,
you guys know her better than
we're
anybody.
gonna be like we are here telling you it's not about a women leading America. We come from Africa.
Yeah,
We had African queens in Africa. We had African women that fought for Africa. You know, we came under that. You know, we are not the people that these guys are talking about that we don't want a women as a president. It's a lie.
Nothing malicious. Nothing
That lady,
malicious.
yes, that lady is not qualified to be the president of the United States. Honestly speaking, anybody that feel like she is out of their mind.
And
She's not.
calling her the first black female president. She's not black.
She's not.
She
And
hasn't got what she hasn't. So she
Trump
hasn't
has
got
his
what it
flaws.
takes.
Don't get it
She hasn't
twisted.
got what
Trump
it
has
takes.
his flaws.
Yeah.
We're not sitting here talking about Trump is the most genuine man in America. No, he has his flaws. He has certain things that he said that you might not want to vote for him. We understand that. But when it comes to the politics, the policy, what's gonna make you better here in America? If you are forced with two votes, two people to vote for, you're gonna take the person that's gonna at least do certain things for you.
Definitely, man. The economy alone, you guys are just
Absolutely, the economy alone.
Like
you know, when Alpha was talking, I was talking about economy, right? In 2019, when Trump came, he was president-elect. He was working. They were working on a tax deduction for the companies.
You mean the Inflation Reduction Act?
No, I'm talking about when Trump was coming. When Trump was coming, and they were working on a tax bill, right? For the and then, you know, I believe when he became president, 2 months later, you know, I got a check from my company that I was working for, a decent check. Wow. They passed just for everybody. Nice payout. Right, because the taxes went from this amount to that. I don't remember. We got a check.
Like a tax rebate.
The tax bracket, yes, it went down. So the company were passing checks to people like, "Hey, man, we're doing good." So there you go. Under these people, we got nothing. You know what these companies are doing? We going to India, we going to China, we going to the Philippines. They're cutting jobs. They're letting Americans go. They're taking their jobs outside the country because they can't pay taxes over here. That's what is happening. People are losing their job left and right. Every day you wake up, people are being let go. They don't want to talk about it, and it's real.
Anytime you hear Democrats say, "Oh, we're going to tax the rich," they're lying. They're lying completely.
Of course, because the rich are the ones
the rich are paying for it.
Are the ones that pay most of the taxes.
Yeah,
in America.
The
It's the
richest
same
are
shit
the
that
biggest
they do. They
donors.
always say they're gonna tax the rich, but they don't.
Even
They never tax the rich, man.
Obama,
She
right?
said,
When he
"Oh,
came,
the
right?
rich got to pay their fair share." Then she said, "Oh, anybody making 100,000. How many people you know in the black community making $100,000?
I know
No,
that's
no,
bullshit though. How many
that's
black
a,
people are
that's not
making
a
that
lot.
kind of money? You know what I
You
mean?
know,
It doesn't make any sense, does it? Doesn't make
People
any
are
sense
just
at all.
it's people voting for Kamala, right? It's just that they don't like Trump
Sentimental.
because
Is
of
it sentimental?
it's not because of the things he just said, not the things he
yeah,
did,
but
the things he
because they're
just said.
idiotic.
Yeah,
Like you cannot vote
yeah,
for
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
just because they got a vagina between their legs. That is so
That's not
You
even
just
stupid.
don't like him. You just
that's
don't
not
like
even
him.
when he called Africa like how you call it, like allegedly when
Well,
people say they call Africa shit or countries, right?
shit or countries, yeah.
Under his leadership, right? What did he do to Africa? That you
Nothing, man.
believe
He
was
didn't even,
bad.
you know,
But
he never mentioned a trouble with Africa.
guys,
You're right, you know.
let's do our closing. Like I really gotta go eat
In
my
fact,
tacos. I can smell the tacos.
in fact, Trump was saying that
Can I go eat my tacos?
America needs to leave other
Yep.
countries alone. Let it live the
Africa
way that
alone.
they want to live. Anyway,
Yeah.
Afrikaners,
That's all.
Thank you guys very much. I'm gonna go eat my tacos.
all right.
Thanks.
Africa,
Have a
we
good
should be some
one.
domoda, man. Some domoda, mate. Domoda you need, man. Forget the tacos, bro. That's bad. You know what I mean? Some good domoda, my friend, with some good lime.
Well,
That's my favorite Gambian food, you know.
Well, you know, the way you talking about Kamala, this is threatening our bushmeat market.
That's the let Kamala crash and burn. When she crash and burn, she will learn. Maybe she will get back on her feet.
Election night, Africa, is gonna cover election night, yeah? It's gonna be fun.
Go and
Absolutely.
watch.
Oh yeah.
See, James, go and watch the Fox interview. You'll die.
Oh yeah, I've watched it live when it
Oh,
was.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it. By the way, after that, you know we
fun.
vote by mail, right? Here in Colorado, right? I already
We
got
have
I got my stuff. I got my stuff already signed up.
I haven't got. I just got the booklet.
Yeah, so it's Trump all day, bro. Anybody that a lot of people don't like it because we're African voting for Trump. I'm like, man, Trump is not gonna make my life miserable. Trump is not gonna make my life miserable here in America.
I don't care for
personality.
I care
It's
for
not about
politics.
personality. It's about whatever that means a lot to us. You know,
you gotta vote
take
for
the
your best
emotion out of it.
interest, don't you?
All
You gotta
right,
follow your
guys.
best interest.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good one.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
peace
you,
out, guys.
Peace
Blessings.
out, man.
Later. Bye.
Take care, people.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Niggas hating like hold up.